on the Rogues streaming network. Medford Rogues Baseball is on the air. Now, with the call of the game, here's the voice of your Rogues, Brian Welch.
From Medford, Medford Rogues Baseball is on the air as your Rogues take on the West Coast Kings for Game 1 of this 3-game series at Harry and David Field. Hi everybody, I'm Brian Welch of the Rogues Streaming Network. Glad to be a part of your Chick-fil-A Tuesday, wherever you may be watching or listening to Medford Rogues Baseball. The Medford Rogues are 27-19 overall in this 2025 season, 5-13 overall in Pacific Empire League action as the Rogues sit in 5th place heading into the final week of the regular season. As this is the final home series of this 2025 campaign, Game 1 of this 3-game series against the West Coast Kings. The Rogues were in California for a 6-game road trip as the Rogues went 1-5 during the week, and that lone win came against the Lincoln Potters on that Saturday evening at McBean Stadium, a 3-2 thriller in the Sacramento Valley. The Rogues were swept on the road against the Healdsburg Prune Packers in wine country. So Medford trying to keep their winning ways going and try to get themselves back in the win column starting tonight, as this is the final week of this regular season in Pacific Empire League action and also for the 2025 season. So Medford trying to get off to the right foot in this 2025 campaign on this Tuesday evening. As then that road trip, the Rogues struggled to get runners across the plate. They got runners across, but they had gritty at-bats, but it was another story to get runners across the plate, so Medford will try to clean that up tonight in the Game 1 of the series. The pitching staff had its moments as well during that road trip. Great starts, but the relief pitching struggled as well throughout the whole entire week, so Medford will try to tighten up their belts as well, as this is the final week of the regular season for you Medford Rogues. As for the West Coast Kings, they are 14-18 overall, 6-14 in Pacific Empire League action, as the Kings sit in 4th place with a record of 6-14. So it's the battle between 4th place and 5th place in the PEL. The West Coast Kings took down the Solano Mudcats 2 games out of 3 on the road at Solano College over the weekend in California. And this is a Kings squad that beat the Humboldt Crabs 2 weeks ago in Game 1 of the series, so the Kings can bring a lot of attention to their they bring a lot of attention and a lot of great players to the Rogue Valley, and they are a good team to watch out for. A couple of players to watch out for the Kings. It's A.J. Martinez, the young man from Cuesta College, averaging 206 at the dish, but their coaching staff told me before the game, they were telling me, watch out for him. He's one of the best players in our lineup. One of the best players in that lineup for the West Coast Kings, Willie Caneo Farmer, the young man from LMU, averaging .440 in Pacific Empire League action. He is not in the lineup tonight, so it is going to be the West Coast Kings and the Medford Rogues squaring off Game 1 of this 3-game series at Harry and David Field. Let's take a look at the standings. That is brought to you by our good friends at Holt Homes, built for the Pacific Northwest. Healdsburg is atop the Pacific Empire League with a record of 20-3, and tied for 2nd place is the Lincoln Potters and the Humboldt Crabs with a record of 14-8. The West Coast Kings sit in 4th place with a record of 6-14. Medford 5-13. The Solano Mudcats in the basement with a record of 5-18 in Pacific Empire League action. I'd like to welcome you to the Rogues pregame show, where I was able to sit down with Caleb Long, the young man who went to South Medford High School, as he's our Rogues player spotlight. Plus, we have our one-on-one conversation with head coach Kevin Olmstead. It is a perfect evening for baseball in the Rogue Valley. Glacier blue skies overhead, cotton candy clouds glistening the sky on this Chick-fil-A Tuesday, the final Chick-fil-A Tuesday of this 2025 campaign. I have my original chicken sandwich with me. I'll be eating that during the commercial break, as those 2 conversations with head coach Kevin Olmstead and our Rogues player spotlight Caleb Long are coming up right after the break. Game 1 of this 3-game series between the West Coast Kings and your Medford Rogues coming up right after this. More from Medford Rogues Baseball on the Rogues Streaming Network.
It's another season of Rogues Baseball at Harry and David Field. Catch every great play and hit all season long. Get your tickets at medfordrogues.com. We'll see you at the ballpark this summer. Hungry for pizza? Figaro's Pizza has you covered. From pizza to wings and even calzones, there is something for everybody at Figaro's. Order online at figaros.com or stop by our locations in Phoenix and Gold Hill. Locally owned and operated, Figaro's Pizza supports local schools and sports. Figaro's Pizza, proud supporter of Medford Rogues Baseball. Every day the Rogues play at home, it's a different promotional night. Tuesday is Chick-fil-A night and Thursday is Thirsty Thursday, just to name a few. To find out which promotional day works for you, go to our website, medfordrogues.com. And as always, go Rogues! Rogue Regency Inn is a proud supporter of Medford Rogues Baseball. It is the best place to recharge your batteries in Medford. Enjoy the indoor pool and spa. Don't forget about the workout room as well. Big event or small, the banquet hall has you covered. Plus, Rogue Regency Inn is pet friendly as well. Book a stay at Rogue Regency Inn at rogueregencyinn.com. Your perfect place in Southern Oregon to eat, play, and stay.
Welcome back to the Rogues pregame show as we are getting rowdy in the Rogue Valley. This is our Rogues player spotlight. We get to hear from Caleb Long, the young man who went to South Medford High School. Caleb, how are you?
Good. How you doing, Brian?
I'm doing well, my friend. I cannot believe that this is the final week of the regular season. I feel like the time goes by when you're having fun, right?
Oh, yeah, it definitely does, especially when you're on the ball field.
And you have been a guy that's been a part of this team. And what is it like to be a guy that grew up in this area and play for the hometown team?
It means a lot, actually. I grew up around here, went to basically every Rogues game I could from being 10 years old till I was in high school, and then getting to play for the Rogues, it means so much from being here, too.
And you going to South Medford, you probably played a lot of home baseball games at this very park. What was that experience like?
It was good. We definitely didn't pack the stands like we do at the Rogues. But, yeah, I got some history on this field. I played 4 years of high school, so it feels pretty good to be back.
And when you talk about like this ball field, and you know the hops and you know how the wind blows in. Has it been fun to be kind of like a teacher in the dugout saying, hey, the wind's going to be blowing in when you're hitting and how the dirt is?
Oh, yeah. I feel like the guys got really used to it, especially after the first week. You know, the wind was howling in, and everyone knew that. And I was kind of chirping around, being like, hey, like, you're not going to hit much home runs out of here. Like, you got to be able to go away. And we adapted that first week really well. And since then, we've been doing pretty well at it.
And we have one more week of this regular season and before everyone goes back to school. Anything you want to work on before you go back to your school?
Really just trying to stay connected through the ball, you know, and then receiving. I'm a catcher, so receiving, also blocking as well. So just trying to get better before I get back to my spring, and then I can show it off when I get there.
And being a catcher is probably one of the hardest things to do on the baseball field. Do you have a word to describe what it's like being behind the dish?
I got 2 words: physically demanding. You know, you're in the gym and you basically are doing squats 24/7 when you're catching. So it relates to a lot of what you're doing in the gym.
And this being the final week of the regular season, final 3 home games. Anything you like? What's it like having your family in attendance for these games?
Oh, it's great looking up and always seeing my mom there. She came to every home game she could. If she wasn't doing nothing, if she wasn't working, she was here. It means a lot having my family here, and also seeing some family friends too, just because they're from the area. But it meant a lot to me.
And what is your pregame meal?
Oh, my pregame meal is probably some microwave chicken nuggets and some ranch, honestly. I work, so I come straight to the field from there.
Where are you working at?
I'm working at a chiropractic clinic in Central Point.
And so what do you do at that clinic?
Oh, I just talk to the patients, you know, put them in rooms, and then sometimes take their vitals, but I'm just doing what the doctor tells me to do, honestly.
Is that what you want to do after you graduate from college?
I want to be a physical therapist. I've been in the physical therapist office so much growing up, so I see the impact it has on people, so I want to do the same when I get older.
And let's talk about those chicken nuggets. You just putting ranch with them? You putting ketchup? Just ranch?
No, I'm a ranch guy. Just ranch.
So are you putting that on pizza as well?
Oh yeah. I can't have pizza without ranch.
And you want to give a shout out to anybody, like your family?
Oh, my mom for sure. I mean, my dad too, but my mom is my rock, and my dad's there to be hard on me, so it's a good balance between the mix, but they're both proud of me, and I know that, so shout them out.
Well, that's good to hear, my friend. And what is your walk-up song?
It's Chillin' by Wale. I got it from a past Rogues player, Vinny Zavolta. I heard it, and I was like, oh, that's got to be mine when I get there.
And we are in Pacific Empire League action, and we are going to be going down to Humble starting Friday. And a former Medford Rogue and a guy that went to South Medford High School, Cam Sewell. Did you guys hang out, or you guys say hello to each other when the Crabs were in town?
Oh, yeah. We hung out a little bit. When the Crabs were in town, our high school coach came and watched, so we grabbed a quick pic with him. But it's always great seeing Cam, especially him going to Sacramento. Don't get to see him often, but it's good to reconnect with those friends.
Caleb, thank you so much for hopping on the pregame show. Good luck out there, and I'll see you in the dugout, all right?
Yes, sir. Thank you for having me, Brian.
That is our Rogues Player Spotlight. Caleb Long, we come right back after this. More of the Rogues pregame show. It's game one of this 3-game series between the West Coast Kings and your Medford Rogues. More from the Rogue Valley right after this. Medford Rogues Baseball on the Rogue Streaming Network.
Rogue Regency Inn is a proud supporter of Medford Rogues Baseball. It is the best place to recharge your batteries in Medford. Enjoy the indoor pool and spa. Don't forget about the workout room as well. Big event or small, their banquet hall has you covered. Plus, Rogue Regency Inn is pet-friendly as well. Book a stay at Rogue Regency Inn at rogueregencyinn.com. Your perfect place in Southern Oregon to eat, play, and stay.
Welcome back to the Rogues pregame show. This is our one-on-one conversation of head coach Kevin Olmstead. Coach, how are you? Happy Tuesday.
Happy Tuesday. I'm doing swell. How are you doing?
I'm doing well, Coach. Coach, I cannot believe we're about to start the last week of the regular season. I cannot believe we've gone by in a blink of an eye.
We did go by in a blink of an eye. It was a fun summer. Sad that it's coming to an end, but hopefully the guys got better. I definitely got better as a coach, so it's been a valuable summer for me.
Rogues start their final home series this 2025 season, but they were on the road last week. So 6-game road trip through the state of California, going 1-5. What did you like? What did not like about the road trip?
Yeah, they handled adversity somewhat well. They brought energy to our last series, which was awesome to see. And they had fun off of the field, which was really good. It's really important on road trips that they do those bonding type stuff. So they were together, and that was great. What we didn't do well, we just didn't minimize the freebies. We walked way too many guys. We made way too many errors. We minimized those errors. We win 3 of those ball games. So that's something that they just got to continue to work on and adjust throughout their career.
And the offense had its moments throughout the whole entire game. Jordan Marion, and especially on Friday night with an RBI triple and a 3-run blast. Trevor Smith grew up with the gritty at-bats on that road trip. Those 2 young guys had a lot of fun in that lineup over the last week.
Yeah, absolutely. They matured a lot throughout the summer. Their presence at the plate is starting to get known throughout this league, and they're one of the best hitters on this back half of this summer. So it was really fun to watch them play just with the competitive bats. They minimized strikeouts. They hardly had any strikeouts, and that's going to be successful in their next chapter in their baseball career.
And it is the final week of this regular season, and a lot of teams right now, you're out of the playoff contention, but you can ruin some other teams' chances of going to the postseason, especially if you take care of business against the West Coast Kings and take care of business against the Humboldt Crabs. What is that mentality right now going into the final week?
Don't let the Rogues get hot, baby. Yeah, it's same as every single game, right? We're going to try to come out here, compete, win every single inning, win every single pitch. So for those guys, they just got to understand that this is still a week left of baseball. This is still a week left for them to develop. This is a week left for them to better their craft. So they need to take this week as seriously as the first week of the summer. So we'll see what happens.
And, Coach, it is the West Coast Kings coming into town. They are in 4th place. They surpassed you over the weekend. What do you expect from the West Coast Kings in this series?
Again, they're just going to be competitive. Like every team in our league, they're competitive. So we just got to do a good job minimizing those mistakes, and they're going to come out here throwing punches.
And you were talking about earlier about the stuff off the field, going playing mini golf and going to the recruiting household and having a barbecue and everyone jumping into the pool. And I think that was the best part of that week is everyone jumping into the pool, even myself jumping into the pool, and that probably got that win on Saturday night. But it was really fun to see everybody bond on that road trip off the field.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's what this baseball game's all about, is creating memories, especially with summer ball. You want to create memories with your former teammates, with your current teammates, and it's just a good time.
And it is one last week, and I know that you're going to be getting ready to go to Reinhardt, but I'm going to have a little bit of snippets throughout this whole entire week. Favorite moment? I mean, from every 6 favorite moments throughout this whole entire season.
6 favorite.
I mean, one for each day, of course.
One for each day. One moment would be coming back from 8 runs in the 8th inning, coming back and getting that win. That was a really cool moment.
And, Coach, I always ask you this question. What are the keys to victory besides competing and besides limiting the freebie war?
Heart. These guys got to want it. They got to want to compete out here. If they're not playing, that's fine. They just have to support their teammates. If they are playing, they have to be competitive. They got to have it with heart.
And also, it is Dylan Finelli getting his final start in a Medford Rogues uniform in this 2025 campaign. Last couple of weeks, he's had his moments, but he's a little bit shaky. But Dylan Finelli always has a good rebound. What do you want to see from Dylan tonight on the hill?
Yeah, just commanding the strike zone. If he commands the strike zone, he's going to be very successful. So he gets up there, does his thing, and we're going to be in a good situation.
Coach, always a pleasure speaking with you as always. Stay cool in the dugout and have a happy last Chick-fil-A Tuesday of the season.
Go Rogues.
That's head coach Kevin Olmstead. When we come right back after this, we have the starting lineup and the first pitch. Game 1 of this 3-game series between the West Coast Kings and your Medford Rogues. Medford Rogues Baseball on the Rogue Streaming Network.
We love our sports here.
It's our responsibility to keep them great.
And we need you to know your role.
Whether you're in youth sports,
High school sports,
or college,
know your role.
You can be a player.
You can be a coach. You can be a spectator.
Or an official.
But you only get to be one.
Know your role.
Parents, release your kid to the game.
It's my experience.
Let my coach coach me. Cheer for other players too.
Not just me. That's weird.
Don't yell at the refs.
They have a hard job.
Know your role. Coaches, keep it in perspective.
I'm out here to have fun.
I want to play a lot of different sports. What's a scholarship?
Know your role.
Players, respect your opponents.
Love to play, win or lose.
Know your role. Hey, Ref.
Thank you.
Thank you for having such great sports programs here.
And for remembering to
know your role.
Rogue Regency Inn is a proud supporter of Medford Rogues Baseball. It is the best place to recharge your batteries in Medford. Enjoy the indoor pool and spa. Don't forget about the workout room as well. Big event or small, the banquet hall has you covered. Plus, Rogue Regency Inn is pet friendly as well. Book a stay at Rogue Regency Inn at rogueregencyn.com. Your perfect place in Southern Oregon to eat, play, and stay.
It is a stunning Tuesday evening in the Rogue Valley. Game 1 of this 3-game series between the West Coast Kings and your Medford Rogues at Harry and David Field. Hi, everybody. I'm Brian Welch, the Rogue Streaming Network. Glad to be a part of your Tuesday evening, wherever you may be watching or listening to Medford Rogues Baseball. Let's give you that starting lineup for the West Coast Kings. Bat lead off, playing at second base is Dan Pulaski. Batting the 2 holes, the left fielder Jaden Lee. Batting third at first base is Vince Vanderwall. Batting cleanup is the center fielder Joey DeMalo. Batting fifth in right field is Peyton Richards. Batting the sixth spot is the third baseman A.J. Martinez. Batting seventh is the catcher Jake Law. And batting eighth is DH man Kevin Furamata. And in the 9 hole, the shortstop, Dario Freschi. So it's Pulaski, Lee, Vanderwall, DeMello, Richards, Martinez, Lyall, Furamata, and Freschi. Starting pitcher for you, Medford Rogues, the dance master himself, Dylan Finelli. Earned run average of 4.78 on the season. 7 starts in 8 games, 22 strikeouts. The young man from Berkeley, California, back in the Rogue Valley. Guy that has had a lot of fun in this 2025 summer season. He gets his final start of this 2025 season. Medford rocking their green uniforms, black trim, white pants. As for the West Coast Kings, yellow numbering, black numbering, white pants for this Tuesday evening in the Rogue Valley. Calling the balls and strikes tonight is Kevin Rice. So at first base is Alex Chavez, and Andrew Herbold is at third base. And once again, the dimensions of the ballpark, it is 325 down the line in left and right field, 400 straightaway center. In the gaps, it's 407. And of course, our good friend, the wind blowing into the ballpark on this Tuesday evening. Final series of this 2025 campaign at home for you Medford Rogues before the Rogues head on the road to take on the Humboldt Crabs starting on a Friday night at 7 p.m. But it's Fan Appreciation Week at Harry and David Field. Dylan Finelli getting his warm-up tosses in now. Throw over to second base by Chris Ortiz means we're about ready to bring you the action as Dan Pulaski stands in for his first trip of the evening and the series. Pull up your favorite chair. Medford Rogues baseball is on the air as Polasek gets ready to go to work now for his first trip of the evening. Yellow uniforms, white pants, black numberings for the West Coast Kings. Green uniforms, black trim, white pants for you Medford Rogues. Perfect Tuesday evening for baseball. First pitch on the way from Dylan Finelli is a fastball, misses downstairs, ball one. And we get going at 6:36 p.m. at Harry and David Field. Temperatures in the upper 80s. Comfortable evening for baseball. 1 ball, no strikes, and the pitch. 1-0, hits it in the air, right field, tracking it down as the right fielder Johnny Alley, circling to his right, stop making the grab, and he hauls it in for out number 1. So Pulaski flies out for the first out of the frame. Jaden Lee goes to work now. No score between the West Coast Kings and your Medford Rogues. Let's give you that defense is back with the starter, Dylan Finelli. Behind the dish, catching is Chris Ortiz. Over at third base is Jordan Marion. Frankie Ritigliano is the shortstop. Travis Finney's at second base. And Garrett Bardo is at first base. In the outfield from left to right for your Medford Rogues, it's Trey Osborne, Trevor Smith, and Johnny Alley. First pitch on the way from Dylan Finelli. A sweeper that finds it inside third, strike 1. No balls and a strike to the left fielder, Jaden Lee, the young man from UC San Diego. Strike 1 pitch on the way. That's popped up in the air. First base side, the infield calling everybody off is Garrett Bardo. He makes the grab in front of the West Coast Kings dugout. 2 up and 2 down in the frame. No score between the West Coast Kings and your Medford Rogues. Vince Vanderwall goes to work now. Vanderwall in the 3 spot, the left-handed batter from Cal Poly. Yes, that Cal Poly in San Luis Obispo. A lot of guys from the Central Coast. A couple guys from Cuesta College. This young man from Cal Poly, Vince Vanderwall. Infield playing deep for your Medford Rogues. First pitch on the way is a sweeper that locates on the outside corner, strike 1. No balls and a strike to the lefty of Vince Vanderwall. Vanderwall averaging .283 in Pacific Empire League action with 13 hits. That 0-1 pitch misses downstairs, ball 1. 1 ball and 1 strike to the first baseman of Vince Vanderwall. 1-1. Sweeper again, locates on the outside of corner, strike 2. Good location there by Dylan Finelli. Dylan Finelli got the start last Tuesday in Wine Country against the Healdsburg Prune Packers. 1 ball, 2 strikes, and the pitch. 1-2, ground ball pulled right to the right side, picked up by Garrett Bardo, takes it to the bag himself with ease, and the side is retired. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left stranded. A 1-2-3 inning for Dylan Finelli. We head to the home half of inning number 1 right after this. West Coast Kings 0, Medford coming up. Medford Rogues Baseball on the Rogue Streaming Network.
Hungry for pizza? Figaro's Pizza has you covered. From pizza to wings and even calzones, there is something for everybody at Figaro's. Order online at figaros.com or stop by our locations in Phoenix and Gold Hill. Locally owned and operated, Figaro's Pizza supports local schools and sports. Figaro's Pizza, proud supporter of Medford Rogues Baseball.
It's game time! And there's only one thing that makes it all possible. Refs.
We're looking for people like you.
Former athletes.
Parents.
Community members.
Anyone who can manage the game and stick with it.
But we need more heroes in stripes. People like you.
Join the team and keep sports alive.
Play ball.
Because no ref, no game.
It's another season of Rogues Baseball at Harry and David Field. Catch every great play and hit all season long. Get your tickets at medfordrogues.com. We'll see you at the ballpark this summer.
We head to to the home half of inning number 1 at Harry and David Field. Let's give you that starting lineup for your Medford Rogues, led by head coach Kevin Olmstead. 27-19 overall, 5-13 overall in Pacific Empire League action. Batting lead off, playing in center field is Trevor Smith. Batting second is the catcher Chris Ortiz. Batting third is the third baseman Jordan Marion. Batting cleanup at first base is Garrett Bardo. Batting fifth and right field is Johnny Alley. Batting the sixth spot is the DH man Caden Casagrande. Batting seventh is the left fielder Troy Osborne. Batting in the eighth spot is the Jackrabbit from South Dakota State University, Travis Finney. And in the ninth spot at short is Frankie Rutigliano. On the hill pitching for the West Coast Kings, Jacob Poole, 3.09 earned run average, 11 2/3 innings pitched. The young man from Chico State gets the start for the West Coast Kings, the right-handed pitcher. As Trevor Smith goes to work now for his first trip of the evening. Trevor Smith had a great road trip in the state of California. I know that his grandparents are in attendance tonight. Great conversation of his grandma before the broadcast. Wind blowing in, first pitch on the way from the starter Jacob Poole. That's going to be a ground ball into right field, and Trevor Smith gets aboard of a one-pitch single to begin the frame. Trevor Smith starting to wake up offensively. Great at-bat to start off the frame, and had a great week in California. 1 on, no outs. Chris Ortiz goes to work now. No score between the West Coast Kings and your Medford Rogues. Chris Ortiz making his announcement during the road trip that he's going to be going to Wichita, Kansas to play for the Wichita State Shockers, a part of the American Conference now. You might be thinking, I thought they were the AAC. They actually changed their name yesterday to the American Conference, not the American Athletic Conference. So the future Shocker at the dish. First pitch swinging, that's tapped in the air, center field. That ball is going to drop down for a hit right in front of the center fielder DeMello. So back-to-back singles off the bat of Trevor Smith and Chris Ortiz. Brings up Jordan Marion. No score between Medford and the West Coast Kings. 2 on, no outs. Early contact so far for your Medford Rogues in this inning. Jordan Marion had a lot of great contact in that road trip in the Golden State. Had an RBI triple and a 3-run jack. Game 1 of that series down at McBean Stadium against the Lincoln Potters. 2 on, no outs. Infield playing deep for the West Coast Kings. Vanderwall playing off the bag at first base. Jacob Poole sets. Dancing around is Trevor Smith at second base. First pitch on the way is a fastball that misses outside, says the home plate umpire of Kevin Rice. Jordan Marion averaging 400 at the dish so far in this 2025 summer season. 1 ball, no strikes. And the pitch. 1-0, bouncing ball gets away from the catcher of Lyle, and Trevor Smith and Chris Ortiz easily get over to second and third base. Good job there. Medford in scoring position, only 90 feet away. No score between the West Coast Kings and your Medford Rogues. 2 balls and no strikes to the lefty of Jordan Marion. Garrett Bardo waits on deck. We are in the home half of inning number 1. Game 1 of this 3-game series to the West Coast Kings and your Medford Rogues. Lefty of Jordan Marion stands back in ahead. 2 balls and no strikes. Jacob Poole trying to record that first out of the frame. 2 balls, no strikes in the pitch. 2-0, fastball, lasers in on that inside corner, strike 1. Trevor Smith at third base, Chris Ortiz at second base. Infield playing deep for the West Coast Kings. 2 balls, 1 strike, and the pitch. 2-1, tapped in the air, out of play on that third base side, strike 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes to the lefty of Jordan Marion. You heard from head coach Kevin Olmstead talk about that during our one-on-one conversation about the growth of Jordan Marion, especially during the road trip in California. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 on, no outs. 2-2 delivery from Poole. 2-2 fastball, misses up and out, ball 3. Count runs full, 3-2. The third baseman of Jordan Marion. Trevor Smith at third base. Chris Ortiz at second. Big lead for Ortiz at second base. 3-0 pitch, line drive, foul down that first base side. Trevor Smith and Chris Ortiz going back to their respective places at second and third base.
Everybody clap your hands. Come on, y'all.
And has been these gritty at-bats that has been fun to watch, especially on that road trip. And Jordan Marion's been a culprit of that, having great at-bats at the dish. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 on. Pulls, delivers. Payoff pitch, line drive into right field. That's going to drop down for a hit right by the wall. 1 runs in. Chris Ortiz going to jog across the plate. RBI double that drives in 2 for Jordan Marion. Medford draws first blood in the series. A 2-run double off the bat of the future Gaucho of UC Santa Barbara. Jordan Marion keeping the offense moving in the home half of the first.
Now batting the first baseman, Garrett Bardo.
So Garrett Bardo stands in now. 1 on, no outs. 2-0 Medford leading against the West Coast Kings. Wind blowing softly in the ballpark on this Tuesday evening at Harry and David Field. Infield starting to shift to the right for the West Coast Kings. We are going to give you that defense in a little bit. Big lead for Jordan Marion over at second base. First pitch on the way to the righty of Garrett Bardo. Breaking ball finds the inside corner, strike 1. Behind the dish, catching is Lyle. Over at third base is Martinez. Freschke is the shortstop. Holiski is at second base, and Vanderwall is the first baseman in the outfield. From left to right, it's Lee, DeMello, and Richards. Throw over to second base, try to get the runner of Jordan Marion out. Marion just gets back to the bag safely with a head-first slide. Still no balls and a strike to Garrett Bardo. Bull delivers the 0-1, runner goes, ground ball, chopper to the right side, picking it up as Polaski, and the throw over to first base is going to be in time, so Garrett Bardo moves Jordan Marion over from second to third base for the first out of the frame. 4-3 on the ground out. 1 on and 1 out. Johnny Alley stands in now for his first trip of the evening. 2-0 Medford leading, and Medford right now trying to cook offensively. 2 runs so far have scored on 3 hits. Trevor Smith and Chris Ortiz got aboard for a pair of singles early in the at-bats. Trevor Smith got aboard on the first pitch. He saw off a ground ball to right field. Now Johnny Alley, the lefty, trying to keep this offense moving. 1 out and 1 on. Jordan Marion over at third base. First offering to Johnny Alley. Fastball misses downstairs and in, ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes. The right fielder of Johnny Alley. Johnny Alley averaging .338 at the dish in this 2025 summer season. Final week of the regular season. 1 ball, no strikes, and the pitch. 1-0, fastball, fouled off down that left field line out of play, strike 1. Third baseman of Martinez playing close to the bag at third base. Infield starting to shade to the right for the West Coast Kings. Yellow uniforms, white pants, black and yellow caps. 1's a wild. Alley ground ball right side. That's going to escape into right center. 1 runs in. RBI single off the bat of Johnny Alley. 3-0 Medford. So Johnny Alley, instead of getting a single, gets a double. So another double in this frame. 3-0, Medford out in front, 3 runs on 4 hits, and then when Johnny Alley slid into second base, he dislodged the base somehow. Head coach Kevin Olmstead's going to do some gardening in the infield. 1 out and 1 on, 3-0 Medford out in front. Again, Casa Grande waiting to going to work now. 3 runs on 4 hits in this inning. This has been a refreshing start for you Medford Rogues. It was the starts that the Rogues needed in that road trip in California. The Rogues looking really fresh. The team actually got home at 3:30 in the morning Monday yesterday. You ever been on one of those flights, like the one on the red eye, you're trying to find your sea legs, so to speak? That's what the team felt like yesterday, me included. 1 out and 1 on. Johnny Alley with a medium-sized lead over at second base. First offering on the way to Caden Casagrande. High curveball, swing and a miss, strike one. No balls and a strike to the DH man at Caden Casagrande. Casagrande this season averaging .284 at the dish. He had multiple roles in the road trip. Was the DH man, pitched a little bit, even caught. With his grandparents in attendance in Healdsburg. Great conversation of his grandpa. The 0-1. Swing and a miss, strike two. Good off speed there. Jacob Poole, a guy that gave up a pair of singles and an RBI double. Got a ground out off the bat of Garrett Barno. And then another RBI double off the bat of Johnny Alley. Poole and company for the West Coast Kings trying to settle down the Medford Rogues bats. 3-0 is our score. Game one of this 3-game series. Caden Casagrande behind 0-2. Pitch, chopper left side. Taking on one hop is Fresky, the shortstop. The throw over to first base is accurate for out number 2. 6-3 on the ground out. 2 outs and 1 on. 3-0 Medford leading against the West Coast Kings. Troy Osborne goes to work now. Medford trying to keep this offense moving in the home half, inning number 1. 3 runs on 4 hits. So a big opportunity now for your Medford Rogues to try to find that offensive. The offense has been fun to watch so far. The question is, how can you be consistent at the dish? Jacob Poole's had a struggle so far, only a pair of ground outs. 3 runs on 4 hits for this Medford Rogues offense. A refreshing sight to see. Runner goes, first pitch on the way, throw over to third base, and the tag is going to be in time. And Johnny Alley's caught stealing at third base. 3 runs on 4 hits, no errors. We go to, actually going to say 1 error, my apologies. So 1 error and 1 left on. As we head to the second right after this, 3-0 Medford leading Medford Rogues baseball on the Rogue Streaming Network. Looking to buy or sell in the Rogue Valley? David Case of Windermere Realty has you covered. Windermere Realty has been serving the Rogue Valley for over 30 years. David, a proud husband and father, has been a broker in the Rogue Valley for almost a decade. From residential and rural to commercial, David can handle it all. Contact David Case if you're looking to buy or sell at 541-944-9330. Windermere Realty and David Case, proud supporters of Medford Rogues baseball.
It's another season of Rogues baseball at Harry and David Field. Catch every great play and hit all season long. Get your tickets at medfordrogues.com. We'll see you at the ballpark this summer. Rogue Regency Inn is a proud supporter of Medford Rogues baseball. It is the best place to recharge your batteries in Medford. Enjoy the indoor pool and spa. Don't forget about the workout room as well. Big event or small, the banquet hall has you covered. Plus, Rogue Regency Inn is pet friendly as well. Book a stay at Rogue Regency Inn at rogueregencyinn.com. Your perfect place in Southern Oregon to eat, play, and stay. Hungry for pizza? Figaro's Pizza has you covered. From pizza to wings and even calzones, there is something for everybody at Figaro's. Order online at figaros.com or stop by our locations in Phoenix and Gold Hill. Locally owned and operated, Figaro's Pizza supports local schools and sports. Figaro's Pizza, proud supporter of Medford Rogues baseball.
Joey DeMello leads off the second inning for the West Coast Kings. 3-0 Medford out in front against the West Coast Kings. Middle of the order due up for the Kings of Joey DeMello, followed by Peyton Richards and A.J. Martinez. Dylan Finelli on the hill pitching for his second inning. Infield playing deep for Medford Rogues, and the first pitch home from Dylan Finelli is a breaking ball. Misses down and out, ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes to the center fielder Joey DeMello. DeMello out of Pepperdine out of the West Coast Conference. A good mix of players on this West Coast squad this season is at breaking ball. Pours in for a strike on the outside corner, strike 1. A lot of players on this West Coast Kings squad from the West Coast Conference, like Pepperdine, where DeMello's from, as well as a couple other players from LMU. 1-1 pitch from Dylan Finelli. Sweeper misses down and out, ball 2. 2 balls and a strike to the righty of DeMello. DeMello in Pacific Empire League action, averaging 186 at the dish, 8 hits. Guy who grew up in San Mateo. 2-1. Sweeper pours in for a strike on the inside of corner, 2-2. Infield playing deep for you, Medford Rogues. Outfield playing deep and straight away. Wind blowing into the ballpark, 5 to 10 miles per hour on this Tuesday evening. Dylan Finelli sets, and the 2-2. Hits it in the air, foul down that first base side is DeMello. We're going to do it again, still 2 balls and 2 strikes. I like the composure of Dylan Finelli on the hill. I know his mom and dad, Steve and Amanda, are listening right now. I know the Finelli family in Philadelphia is listening. 2-2 pitch. That's hit in the air. Right center field. Tracking it out is Travis Finney. Johnny Alley's going to go to his left, and he makes the grab for out number 1. So DeMello flies out to right field for the first out of the frame. Peyton Richards stands in for his first trip of the evening. 3-0 Medford out in front against the West Coast Kings. Game 1 of this 3-game series. Peyton Richards, a left-handed batter. The right fielder goes to work now. Peyton Richards from Pacific University stands in. 1 out and the base is empty. First pitch on the way. Sweeper finds that bottom third, strike 1, says the home plate umpire of Kevin Rice. Kevin Rice, an umpire out of the Eugene area. No balls and a strike. 0-1 misses down and in, ball 1. 1 ball and 1 strike to the lefty of Peyton Richards as A.J. Martinez waits on deck for the West Coast Kings. No runs, no hits, 1 error for the Kings. 1-1. Looping curveball misses upstairs, ball 2. 2 balls and a strike to the lefty of Peyton Richards. This season averaging .289 at the dish for the West Coast Kings. 2 balls, 1 strike. Finelli sets. The 2-1 delivery. 2-1, fastball misses outside for ball 3. You don't normally see that fastball from Dylan Finelli. And the Rogues faithful not happy about that call from Kevin Rice. 3 balls and a strike to the lefty of Richards. Three and 1. Curveball, that's going to be a strike on the upper third. Richards threw the back to the first base dugout. But Richards going to go back to the dugout, go back to the dish, I should say. 3 balls and 2 strikes now in the frame. He thought that was ball 4. If we had TrackMan, that would be very interesting to see where that was located. Payoff pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Great pitch by Dylan Finelli on the payoff pitch. 2 up and 2 down in the frame. First K for the dance master himself, Dylan Finelli. 2 outs and the base is empty. 3-0 Medford out in front against the West Coast Kings. A.J. Martinez stands in now, the young man from Cuesta College in San Luis Obispo, California, the Central Coast. First pitch, ground ball, foul down that first base side, strike 1. And we talked about Martinez in the pregame show with the coaching staff of the West Coast Kings. A.J. Martinez, a guy only averaging .206 at the dish with 7 hits. But it's a big factor, this offense for the West Coast Kings. No balls, 1 strike, and the pitch. 0-1, that's hit in the air, right center field. Tracking it down is Johnny Alley. Tiptoeing around in right field. He makes the grab for out number 3. And the side is retired. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left. Another 1, 2, 3 inning for Dylan Finelli. We head to the home half of inning number 2 right after this. Troy Osborne, Travis Finney, and Frankie Retigliano do up more from the Rogue Valley right after this. Medford Rogues Baseball on the Rogue Streaming Network.
It's another season of Rogues Baseball at Harry and David Field. Catch every great play and hit all season long. Get your tickets at medfordrogues.com. We'll see you at the ballpark this summer. Hungry for pizza? Figaro's Pizza has you covered. From pizza to wings and even calzones, there is something for everybody at Figaro's. Order online at figaros.com or stop by our locations in Phoenix and Gold Hill. Locally owned and operated, Figaro's Pizza supports local schools and sports. Figaro's Pizza, proud supporter of Medford Rogues Baseball. Every day the Rogues play at home, it's a different promotional night. Tuesday is Chick-fil-A night and Thursday is Thirsty Thursday, just to name a few. To find out which promotional day works for you, go to our website, medfordrogues.com. And as always, go Rogues! Rogue Regency Inn is a proud supporter of Medford Rogues Baseball. It is the best place to recharge your batteries in Medford. Enjoy the indoor pool and spa. Don't forget about the workout room as well. Big event or small, the banquet hall has you covered. Plus, Rogue Regency Inn is pet friendly as well. Book a stay at Rogue Regency Inn at rogueregencyn.com. Your perfect place in Southern Oregon to eat, play, and stay.
It's a 3-0 lead for your Medford Rogues as we head to the home half of inning number 2 at Harry and David Field. Troy Osborne, Travis Finney, and Frankie Rutigliano do up for your Medford Rogues. 7, 8, 9 in the lineup. 3-0 Medford out in front against the West Coast Kings. Medford getting 3 runs across the plate in the first inning. 3 runs on 4 hits. Trying to pad their lead in game 1 of this 3-game series against the West Coast Kings on Chick-fil-A Tuesday at Harry and David Field. Jacob Poole begins his second inning on the hill for the West Coast Kings. The righty's first pitch of the righty at Troy Osborne is a fastball, misses down and out, ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes to Troy Osborne. Young man who grew up just up the road in Grants Pass. Going to be attending the University of Portland in the fall. 1-0 pitch on the way, good curveball, swing and a miss, strike 1. Osborne right now averaging .317 at the dish. Caught multiple times during that 6-game road trip in California, playing in left field tonight. 1-1 pitch, line drive over the head of the third baseman of Martinez, and that's going to go for a hit, rounding first, but Troy Osborne's going to put the brakes on, and Troy Osborne gets aboard of a leadoff single to begin the frame. The 5th hit of the evening, good hitting by Troy Osborne. Martinez tried to time it at third base, but the ball slipped away from his glove, and that's going to be a single for Troy Osborne. Travis Finney stands in, 1 on, no outs, 3-0 Medford leading against the West Coast Kings. The young man that grew up in Melbourne, Australia, he's going to be attending South Dakota State in the fall, made that announcement during the 6-game road trip in California. First pitch on the way is a fastball, misses downstairs from Jacob Poole, ball 1. Travis Finney, the young man that used to go to Yakima Valley College, going to be trading in the sweaters for the parkas in South Dakota. Future Jackrabbit trying to get aboard ahead, 1 ball, no strikes. Vanderwall holding the runner at first base. That is Troy Osborne. 1-0 pitch, fastball, elevated, ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes to the righty of Travis Finney as Frankie Rutigliano waits on deck. We are in the 2nd inning. Stars and Stripes blowing into right field on this Tuesday evening. 2 balls, no strikes. Pull sets, and the 2-0 delivery. Fastball, he was hit by the pitch, and Travis Finney's going to take his base. First hit by pitch of the series, 2 on, no outs.
Now batting the shortstop from Medford and the University of Portland, Frankie Rutigliano.
It's all Medford, 3-0. Rogues out in front against the West Coast Kings. Frankie Rutigliano stands in for his first trip of the evening in the 9th spot. Trevor Smith waits on deck, and this has been a great offensive showing for you Medford Rogues. Back-to-back singles off the bat of Trevor Smith and Chris Ortiz. Jordan Marion brought them home on a 2-run double. And then Johnny Alley got aboard of an RBI double as well that brought Jordan Marion home. And now the coach for the West Coast Kings steps out of the dugout to have a conversation with the starter of Jacob Poole. And this pause the action is brought to you by our good friends at Figaro's Pizza. From pizza to wings and even calzones, Figaro's Pizza has you covered. Order online at figaros.com or come by our locations in Phoenix and Gold Hill. Locally owned and operated and a proud supporter of sports and your Rogues. Let's pause the action. Let's take a look at the out-of-town scoreboard. That is brought to you by our good friends at Holt Homes, built for the Pacific Northwest. Humboldt is in non-league action tonight as they are taking on the Brooksville Honors. That game just got started right now. Take a look at the scoreboard at the moment as Solano is leading 4-0 against the Lincoln Potters at McBean. And that's the other game going on that is currently playing. Pregame between Berksovich Honors and Humboldt Crabs. That is a 7 p.m. first pitch. So they just got started at the Arcata Ballpark. 2 on, no outs. Jacob Poole trying to sneak out of this inning. He steps off the rubber to chase back the runner of Troy Osborne. Stars and Stripes blowing into the ballpark on this Tuesday evening at Harry and David Field. Troy Osborne with a medium-sized lead at second base. Poole stepped off the rubber earlier. Will he step off the rubber again? Does not. The first pitch on the way. Curveball misses down and out. Ball one. 1 ball and no strikes to the righty of Frankie Retigliano, a guy that grew up in Medford. And bringing his college teammate of Troy Osborne from second base. Travis Finney at first base. 1 ball, no strikes. Poole sets. Osborne dancing around at second base and the 1-0. Fastball, high and tight, ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes to Frankie Retigliano. Retigliano this season averaging .349 at the dish for your Rogues. They get a road trip in California. Two balls, no strikes. Poole checks on the runner of Osborne at second base. 2-0, get knuckles at foul down that first base side in the dugout of the West Coast Kings. Strike one. That ball almost, Frankie was trying to get out of the way of that one. 2 balls and a strike. Osborne dancing around at second base. 2-1 pitch. Fastball lifted in the air into right field. Tracking it down is the first baseman of Vanderwall. Vanderwall trying to track it down, but he's going to run out of room as that ball lands on the grass berm. Strike 2. Osborne at second base. Travis Finney at first base. The Rogues have not won a home game since July 6th. That came against the Fresno Athletics. 2 balls and 2 strikes to the righty of Frankie Retigliano as Trevor Smith waits on deck. Wind blowing softly into the ballpark. Travis Finney at first base. Osborne at second base. Infield shading to the right now for the West Coast Kings. 2-2. Fastball, bouncer up the middle. That's going to go for a hit. Rounding third, racing towards home is Troy Osborne. And the play at the plate's not going to get there in time. The throw to third base to try to get Travis Finney out does not get there in time as well. RBI single that drives in one for Frankie Retigliano. 4-0, Rogues out in front. Big hit off the bat of Frankie Retigliano. Runners on the corners, no outs. Trevor Smith 1 for 1 so far this evening. 4-0, Medford out in front against the West Coast Kings. Jacob Poole not having the best start in the Rogue Valley for the West Coast Kings. First pitch on the way. Fastball finds the upper third, strike 1. No balls and a strike to the lefty of Trevor Smith. Singled and scored in the first. Retigliano at first base. Vanderwall holding the runner. 0-1 misses downstairs. Ball 1. 1 ball and a strike to the lefty of Trevor Smith. Travis Finney at third base. Frankie Retigliano at first base. Middle infielders playing deep with Fresky and Pawlowski. 1 ball, 1 strike. Scores for a bunt is Trevor Smith down that third base side. It is going to trail foul. That was a beautifully put bunt, but it just trailed a foul. Strike 2 now for Trevor Smith. I cannot believe that we're already in the final week of this 2025 season. It just feels like the season just goes by way too fast. Travis Finney at third base. Frankie Retigliano at first. 4 runs on 6 hits for you Medford Rogues. Trevor Smith behind, 1 ball and 2 strikes. One and 2 from Poole. 1-2, taps it in the air on that third base side, trying to track it down, and it'll go out of play. Still 1 ball and 2 strikes to Trevor Smith. And now Hornets trying to join the broadcast booth. Starting to fly around outside our window. Travis Finney at third base. Frank Utigliano at first. We are in the second inning, no outs. Jacob Poole trying to record the first out. 1 ball, no strikes. And the pitch. That's pitched, misses, that goes foul down that first base side. Still 1 ball and 2 strikes, I should say. Glacier blue skies overhead. Some clouds off to the distance beyond right field on this Tuesday evening in the Rogue Valley. Just great to be back in the Rogue Valley once again for 3 more home games before 3 more games on the road at the Arcata Ballpark. Finney at third base, Tigliano at first, Vanderwall holding the runner. Runner goes, 1-2 pitch, misses upstairs, and a pump fake by Lyall, and Frank Tigliano steals second base with ease, putting runners at second and third for the second straight inning for you Medford Rogues. Count goes even, 2 balls and 2 strikes. The top of the order guy, Trevor Smith. Chris Ortiz waits on deck. This is a big inning right now for you Medford Rogues offensively to pull ahead and put some insurance on the West Coast Kings. Pull sets and the 2-2 delivery. 2-2 fastball, misses up and out, ball 3. And the count fills 3-2. Poole takes a deep breath, waits, and the payoff pitch. 3-2, swing and a miss, strike 3, and Trevor Smith goes down swinging for the first out of the frame. First strikeout for Jacob Poole tonight. 1 out, runners at second and third. Chris Ortiz stands in for his second trip of the evening. 1 for 1 so far tonight. 4-0, Medford leading against the West Coast Kings, game 1 of the series. Now the right-handed batter, Chris Ortiz, trying to keep this offense moving. Travis Finney at third base. Frank Tigliano at second base. Jacob Poole sets, takes a deep breath, and the first pitch. Fastball popped up in the air. That's going to go into right center field. Tracking it down is Richards, the right fielder, but the center fielder, DeMello, makes the grab, tagging from third base, and the throw is not going to be there in time. Travis Finney slides across the plate, and a sac fly off the bat of Chris Ortiz brings home the 5th run of the night. Now Jordan Marion goes to work now. 2 outs, 5-0 Medford leading against the West Coast Kings. Bottom half of the second, wind blowing softly into right field. This has just been a game that has had its moments so far tonight. Medford 5 runs on 6 hits so far in the first game of this 3-game series. Poole checks on the runner of Frank Utigliano at second base. First pitch, fastball, finds the upper third, strike 1, says the home plate umpire of Kevin Rice. 2 teams that are trying to keep themselves alive in the standings. No postseason for both squads, but just bragging rights. 1-0 pitch. Fastball, misses outside, ball 2. Or I should say ball 1. 1 ball and 1 strike, but the scoreboard reads 2 balls and no strikes. 1 ball and 1 strike now, says the home plate umpire, Kevin Rice. Infield playing deep for the West Coast Kings. Holiski on the grass, or on that lip in right center as that 1-1 pitch is fouled off. Strike 2. 1 ball and 2 strikes to the lefty of Jordan Marion. RBI double and scored in the first inning. Trying to bring home his teammate of Frank Utigliano from second base. Only 180 feet away from scoring. Just a picture-perfect Tuesday evening in the Rogue Valley. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Poole checks on the runner, Utigliano at second base. 1-2 pitch. That's going to be in the air. Slicing into left center field. DeMello going to track it down. Makes the grab for out number 3. And the inning is over. 2 runs on 2 hits for you Medford Rogues. No errors. And 1 left. It is Frank Utigliano left on at second base. We played 2 in the Rogue Valley. 5-0 Medford out in front against the West Coast Kings. More from the Rogue Valley right after this. Medford Rogues Baseball on the Rogue Streaming Network.
We love our sports here.
It's our responsibility to keep them great.
And we need you to know your role.
Whether you're in youth sports,
High school sports,
or college,
Know your role.
You can be a player,
You can be a coach. You can be a spectator.
or an official.
But you only get to be one.
Know your role.
Parents, release your kid to the game.
it's my experience.
let my coach coach me.
Cheer for other players too.
Not just me. That's weird.
Don't yell at the refs.
they have a hard job.
Know your role. Coaches, keep it in perspective.
I'm out here to have fun.
I want to play a lot of different sports. What's a scholarship?
Know your role.
Players, respect your opponents.
Love to play, win or lose.
Know your role. Hey, ref.
Thank you.
Thank you for having such great sports programs here.
And for remembering to
Know your role.
Rogue Regency Inn is a proud supporter of Medford Rogues Baseball. It is the best place to recharge your batteries in Medford. Enjoy the indoor pool and spa. Don't forget about the workout room as well. Big event or small, the banquet hall has you covered. Plus, Rogue Regency Inn is pet friendly as well. Book a stay at Rogue Regency Inn at rogueregencyinn.com. Your perfect place in Southern Oregon to eat, play, and stay.
From pizza to wings and even calzones, Figaro's Pizza has you covered. Order online at figaros.com or come by our locations in Phoenix and at Gold Hill. Locally owned and operated and a proud supporter of sports and your Rogues. Top half of inning number 3, we go at Harry and David Field. A 5-0 Medford leading against the West Coast Kings. 7-8-9 due up for the Kings of Jake Lyall, followed by Kevin Furamata and Dario Fresca as Dylan Finelli begins his third inning on the hill. 1 strikeout so far. And the first pitch home from Dylan Finelli. Fastball misses down and in. Ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes. The catcher, Jake Lyall. Jake Lyall, a catcher from LMU, the Lion at the dish. Guy who grew up in Novato in the Bay Area, North Bay. 1-0 pitch, breaking ball, misses outside ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes to the tall righty of Jake Lyall as Kevin Furamata waits on deck for the West Coast Kings. White pants, yellow uniforms. The best part of those uniforms, the Pacific Empire League seal on the right shoulder. 2-0 pitch, line drive. That's going to go into center field, and Jake Lyall gets aboard. The leadoff knock to begin the frame. 1 on, no outs. 5-0 Medford leading against the West Coast Kings.
Designated hitter Kevin Ferruta.
So it's Kevin Ferruta going to work now for his first trip of the evening. Infielder from Marion Community College, averaging .231 at the dish in this 2025 campaign when it concerns Pacific Empire League action. Garibaldo holding the runner at first base at Jake Lyall. Breaking ball misses outside to ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes for Dylan Finelli on the hill. Throw to first base, chase back the runner of Lyall. Lyall gets back to the bag safely. Still 1 ball and no strikes to the righty. Kevin Ferrata, followed by Dario Franchisi, waits on deck. 1-0 pitch, swing and a miss, strike 1. Good pitch there on the off speed. That sweeper has been fun to watch all season long, and it's on par tonight for Dylan Finelli. The dance master delivers the 1-1 to the righty of Ferrata. 1 ball, 1 strike to throw to first base. Chase back the runner of Lyall. Lyall gets back to the bag safely. The head first slide. Still 1 ball and 1 strike. 1-1 pitch, ground ball. That's going to be a fair ball down that third base line. Rounding second, speeding towards third base is Lyall. And Lyall is going to probably get to set third base. And Kevin Ferrata gets aboard with a double, putting runners at second and third. So a single and a double puts runners at second and third as Dario Freschi goes to work down for his first trip of the evening. 5-0 Medford out in front, no outs, runners at second and third. Dylan Finelli starting to face some of the adversity. First time this evening. 2 on, no outs. We are in the 3rd inning. Left-handed batter Freschi goes to work now. 2 on, no outs. And the first pitch home from Dylan Finelli. First pitch misses downstairs of an off-speed Ball one. 1 ball and no strikes to the lefty of Freschke. Dylan Finelli sets. The 1 ball, no strikes. Sweeper misses down and out. Ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes to the lefty of Ariel Freschke. As Dylan Poliski waits on deck for his second trip. But he waits on deck. Freschke averaging 222 in Pacific Empire League action. 2-0 pitch on the way. Good sweeper, swing and a miss. Strike 1 by Dylan Finelli. And Dylan Finelli so far tonight trying to get that first out recorded. Infield playing deep for Medford Rogues. Outfield playing deep and straight away on this Tuesday evening. Lyall at third base. Fortua at second base. 2-1 delivery from Dylan Finelli. 2-1. Fastball misses up and out. Ball 3. 3 balls and a strike to Dario Freschke. Lyall got aboard of a single. Fortua, I should say, got aboard of a double. Runners at second and third. West Coast Kings trying to get their first run across the plate in the series. 3-1 pitch. Fastball registers for a strike on the outside corner. Strike 2. 3 balls and 2 strikes to the lefty of Dario Freschke. Finelli sets and the payoff pitch. 3-2 popped up in the air, and that's going to go over our heads. And a hit the top of the press box. Still 3 balls and 2 strikes. How the press box is built, it has a built on an angle. So I bet the ball is probably somewhere in the bullpen grill now. Runners at second and third. Lyall at third base. Fortua at second base. 3-2 pitch. Ground ball pulled to the right side. Travis Finney picks it up. The throw to first base is accurate for out number 1. And that is going to be an RBI ground off the bat of Freschke. That brings in Lyall from third base. So the first run comes across the plate for the West Coast Kings tonight. 5-1 Medford leading the top half of inning number 3. Dan Polasek goes to work now for his second trip through the order. 0 for 1 so far this evening. Flew out to right field. 1 on, 1 out. Fortua got over to third base doing the RBI ground out of Freschke. First pitch on the way. Chris Ortiz has to track that one down, going to his left. Ball 1. One-0 pitch. Looping curveball misses outside of ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes to the lefty of Daniel Polasek. Polasek out of Los Medanos College in Pittsburgh, California. Averaged 385 for LMC in the spring. 2-0 pitch on the way. That's going to be in the air. Left field going back is Troy Osborne. Osborne makes the grab. Tagging from third base is Fortua. And the relay throw is not going to be in time. Sack fly off the bat of Polasek that brings in the second run of the game. 5-2 Medford leading game 1 of this 3-game series. So Jaden Lee goes to work now. 0 for 1 so far. 2 outs and the base is empty. Infield playing deep, base is empty. 5-2 Medford out in front against the West Coast Kings. Wind blowing strongly now in the ballpark, 5 to 10 miles per hour. First pitch on the way, breaking ball, finds that inside corner. Strike 1. Good location by Dylan Finelli so far. 2 runs on 2 hits so far this evening. 0-1 pitch, that's going to be in the air. Tracking it down to center field. Going to his left is Trevor Smith. He makes the grab for out number 3. And the side is retired. 2 runs, 2 hits, no errors, and nobody left. We go to the home half of inning number 3 right after this. Garrett Bardo, Johnny Alley, and Caden Casagrande do up. Medford trying to extend their lead in game 1 of this 3-game series against the West Coast Kings. More from Harry and David right after this. Medford Rogues Baseball on the Rogue Streaming Network.
Hungry for pizza? Figaro's Pizza has you covered. From pizza to wings and even calzones, there is something for everybody at Figaro's. Order online at figaros.com or stop by our locations in Phoenix and Gold Hill. Locally owned and operated, Figaro's Pizza supports local schools and sports. Figaro's Pizza, proud supporter of Medford Rogues Baseball.
It's game time. And there's only one thing that makes it all possible. Refs.
We're looking for people like you. Former athletes.
Parents.
Community members.
Anyone who can manage the game and stick with it.
But we need more heroes in stripes. People like you.
Join the team and keep sports alive.
Play ball.
Because no ref, no game.
It's another season of Rogues Baseball at Harry and David Field. Catch every great play and hit all season long. Get your tickets at medfordrogues.com. We'll see you at the ballpark this summer.
Pitcher for the West Coast Kings, we head to the bottom half of inning number 3. Bruno Condit is in relief for Jacob Poole, and this pitching change is brought to you by our good friends at KTVL 10, Southern Oregon's home for sports and entertainment. Jacob Poole only goes 2 innings strong, gives up 5 runs, 6 hits, only 1 strikeout to his credit, did not walk anybody in his outing on the hill. As Bruno Condit's getting his warm-up tosses in as we speak. Beautiful evening for baseball in the Rogue Valley. 4, 5, and 6 do up for you Medford Rogues. Garrett Bardo followed by Johnny Alley and Caden Casagrande on this Tuesday evening. 5-2 Medford leading.
The first baseman, Garrett Bardo.
So Bruno Condit on the hill for the West Coast Kings. Another guy out of Chico State. 3.15 earner on average in this 2025 campaign in Pacific Empire League action. 20 innings pitched. As the left-handed batter battles the righty of Iribardo. First pitch on the way is a fastball. It lasers in on that inside corner, strike 1. You think about how this game has gone on so far. It's been early contact for your Medford Rogues offense. No balls and a strike. Fastball, swing and a miss, strike 2 on the high fastball. No balls and 2 strikes to Garrett Bardo. One. That's in the air. Right field tracking it down as a right fielder Richards, and Richards makes the diving grab. Did he haul it in? Yes, he did. And Garrett Bardo flies out for the first out of the frame on that 2-strike pitch. 1 out and the base is empty. Johnny Alley goes to work now. 1 for 1 so far this evening. 5-2 Medford leading against the West Coast Kings. Game 1 of this 3-game series. That's a big at-bat right now for Johnny Alley and company to keep this offense moving. 3 runs across the plate in the first, 2 runs across in the second. Medford trying to extend their lead, only leading by 3. First offering home from Bruno Condit. Fastball, bouncer up the middle. Tracking it down as the second baseman, Polsky. Polsky throws it over to first base, and the throw is not going to be there in time. Infield single for Johnny Alley. 1 out in the frame and 1 on. Johnny Alley's 2 for 2 so far in the Rogue Valley in this series. Now Caden Casagrande goes to work, 0 for 1 so far tonight. 1 out and 1 on, 5-2 Medford leading. And early contact has been the key to victory for you Medford Rogues offensively. Now Caden Casagrande stands in for his second at-bat of the evening. 3-run lead for you Medford Rogues, left against right. Condit delivers the first pitch. Fastball misses up and in, ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes to the righty of Caden Casagrande, who grounded out to short in the first. Wind blowing into the ballpark on this Tuesday evening. 1 ball, no strikes. Johnny Alley at first base. Vanderwall holding the runner. Throw over to first base, and Johnny Alley just takes 1 step to the bag with plenty of time. One ball, no strikes, and the pitch. 1-0, fastball, high and tight, ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes to Caden Casagrande. Young man from Eagle, Idaho, currently going to the College of Idaho. Know that his mom and dad and grandparents are listening right now. 2 balls, no strikes, and the pitch. 2-0, fastball lasers in on the inside corner, strike 1. And it has been a big zone so far, dictated by the home plate umpire, Kevin Rice. Wind blowing into right field. Johnny Alley at first base. Vanderwall holding the runner. 2 balls, 1 strike. And the pitch. 2-1, fastball misses upstairs, ball 3. 3 balls and a strike to the righty of Caden Casagrande. Troy Osborne waits on deck. We are in the 3rd inning. Medford trying to extend the lead, leading by 3. Caden Casagrande ahead, 3 balls and a strike. And the pitch, swing and a miss, strike 2. The count fills 3 balls and 2 strikes, the righty of Casagrande. Kings bringing out a pair of Chico State arms. Jacob Poole got the start. Bruno Condit trying to slow down the offense of the Medford Rogues. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Condit sets, takes a deep breath, and the 3-2. Fastball, swing and a miss, strike 3. Casagrande down on strikes. First strikeout for Bruno Condit tonight in relief. 1 on and 2 outs. Troy Osborne stands in. 5-2 Medford leading against the West Coast Kings. And this Medford squad trying to keep this offense moving. 5 runs on 7 hits. Johnny Alley at first base. He's there because of a 1-out single. Trying to keep the offense moving once again as Troy Osborne 1 for 1 so far tonight. Singled and scored in his first AB to lead off the second. Throw over to first base. Try to get the runner of Johnny Alley out, but Alley gets back to the bag safely. Still waiting the first pitch to Troy Osborne. First offering. Fastball misses up and in for ball 1. Johnny Alley's is going to jog towards second base. They're going to say that was a balk. So Johnny Alley's going to get over to second base. And now the head coach of the West Coast Kings steps out of the dugout to have a conversation with the first base umpire of Alex Chavez. Conversation continues once again. Alex Chavez. So they are going to say that is a balk. Johnny Alley gets over to second base, only 180 feet away from scoring. 3-run lead for Medford. We are in the home half of inning number 3. Troy Osborne trying to keep this offense moving. Bruno Condit committing a balk. First pitch on the way. Fastball misses down and out. Ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes. The righty of Troy Osborne, the young man that grew up in Grants Pass. 1 for 1 so far tonight. Singled and scored in the second. 3 runs in the first. 2 runs in the second inning for the Medford Rogues offensively. 5-2 is our score. 1 ball, no strikes, and the pitch. 1-0 fastball, and home plate umpire Kevin Rice said he went around on it. Strike 1. Osborne so far this season averaging .317 at the dish. Trying to find some offense once again for your Medford Rogues. Wind blowing strongly into left field. Flag pointing straight in. Right, 10 to 15 miles per hour. Johnny Alley dancing around at second base. 1-1 pitch. Fastball. Knuckles it to the right side. Taking it on 1 hop is Polsky. The throw over to first base is accurate for out number 3. And the inning is over. No runs, a hit, no errors. 1 left. Johnny Alley left on at second base. We go to the 4th right after this. 3-run lead for your Medford Rogues. 5-2 Medford leading against the West Coast Kings. More from the Rogue Valley right after this. Medford Rogues Baseball on the Rogue Streaming Network. Looking to buy or sell in the Rogue Valley? David Case of Windermere Realty has you covered. Windermere Realty has been serving the Rogue Valley for over 30 years. David, a proud husband and father, has been a broker in the Rogue Valley for almost a decade. From residential and rural to commercial, David can handle it all. Contact David Case if you're looking to buy or sell at 541-944-9330. Windermere Realty and David Case, proud supporters of Medford Rogues Baseball.
It's another season of Rogues Baseball at Harry and David Field. Catch every great play and hit all season long. Get your tickets at medfordrogues.com. We'll see you at the ballpark this summer. Rogue Regency Inn is a proud supporter of Medford Rogues Baseball. It is the best place to recharge your batteries in Medford. Enjoy the indoor pool and spa. Don't forget about the workout room as well. Big event or small, the banquet hall has you covered. Plus, Rogue Regency Inn is pet-friendly as well. Book a stay at Rogue Regency Inn at rogueregencyinn.com. Your perfect place in Southern Oregon to eat, play, and stay. Hungry for pizza? Figaro's Pizza has you covered. From pizza to wings and even calzones, there is something for everybody at Figaro's. Order online at figaros.com or stop by our locations in Phoenix and Gold Hill. Locally owned and operated, Figaro's Pizza supports local schools and sports. Figaro's Pizza, proud supporter of Medford Rogues Baseball.
Vince Vanderwall leads off the fourth inning for the West Coast Kings. 5-2 Medford leading in Game 1 of this three-game series. Vanderwall followed by DeMello and Richards. 3, 4, and 5 do it for the West Coast Kings. Dylan Finelli begins his fourth inning on the hill. My name is Brian Welch. Glad to be a part of your Tuesday evening, wherever you may be watching or listening to Medford Rogues Baseball. First pitch sweeper from Dylan Finelli finds the outside third, strike one. No balls and a strike to the lefty. Vince Vanderwall 0 for 1 so far tonight. 0-1 pitch, chopper to the right side, taking it on one hop is Travis Finney. The throw over to first base is accurate for out number 1. 4-3 on the ground out for the first out of the frame as the center fielder Joey DeMello goes to work. 0 for 1 so far tonight. 1 out and the base is empty. 5-2 Medford leading. And efficiency has been the key word for Dylan Finelli and company tonight. Only giving up 2 runs in the previous inning, but a shutdown first and second inning. Setting the West Coast Kings in order 1, 2, 3. First pitch on the way is a breaking ball. That pours in for a strike on the outside corner. Strike one. Good pitch by Dylan Finelli so far tonight. And it's been good to see his stuff on full display. I know that his mom and dad are listening right now. No balls and a strike. Good swing and a miss. Strike 2 on the off speed. And DeMello's down on strike. Behind no balls and 2 strikes. 0 for 1 so far tonight. Flew out to right field in the second. Infield playing deep for Medford Rogues. No balls, 2 strikes in the pitch. 0-2, knuckled in the air. That's going to go in the middle of the infield. Tracking it down is going to be Frankie Retigliano. He makes the snag for out number 2. So DeMello lines out for the second out of the frame. 2 up and 2 down. Peyton Richards goes to work now. 0 for 1 so far tonight. 5-2 Medford leading against the West Coast Kings.
Right fielder,
Game 1 of this 3-game series at Harry and David Field. A final home series of this 2025 campaign. We've had a lot of memories so far at home. Think about all the walk-off victories. You heard from head coach Kevin Olmstead talking about being 8 runs down and this Rogue squad having grit. First pitch on the way, breaking ball misses outside ball 1, says the home plate umpire Kevin Rice. Richards tonight, 0 for 1 so far, struck out back in the second. 1 ball, no strikes, and the pitch from Dylan. 1-0, misses downstairs, ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes to the lefty of Peyton Richards. Richards out of Pacific University, averaging .289 at the dish. .2-0 pitch. Sweeper misses outside to ball 3. 3 balls and no strikes to Richards as A.J. Martinez waits on deck. 3 balls, no strikes, and the pitch. 3-0, fastball finds the outer third, strike 1. Good fastball by Dylan Finelli. We've always talked about it this season. Doesn't show off that fastball, but when he does, it's lethal. Keeps the at-bat going. 3 balls and a strike. Infield playing deep for Medford Rogues. Finelli sets, and the 3-1 delivery. 3-1, line drive foul down that first base side. Almost takes out the first base coach for the West Coast Kings. Strike 2. Richard stands back in, the tall lefty trying to battle the righty of Dylan Finelli. Right against left. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, bases empty, and the payoff pitch from Dylan Finelli. 3-2, that's going to be line drive into right field. Tracking it down is Johnny Yai. That ball's going to drop in front of him. And Peyton Richards gets aboard of a 2-out knock to continue the frame.
Now batting third baseman, A.J. Martinez.
1 on, 2 outs. A.J. Martinez goes to work now. 0 for 1 so far tonight. 5-2 is our score. Medford leading. It's a big at-bat right now for Dylan Finelli. Dylan Finelli faced adversity in the third inning. Snuck out of it with a sac fly and a fly out. Throw over to first base, chase back the runner Richards, and the first base umpire of Alex Chavez says that the tag was not in time. Wind blowing softly in the left field. First pitch on the way. Good sweeper, swing and a miss, strike one. Dylan Finelli right now is probably looking the most composed we've seen from him in the last 3 weeks. You think about the type of opponents the Rogues have seen so far. The last couple of weeks, they've seen Humboldt, they've seen Healdsburg, Dylan Finelli. Throw over to first base again to chase back the runner, Peyton Richards. But Dylan Finelli on Saturday got a bullpen start. Time taken. Dylan Finelli had only one inning of work, but it was a shutdown inning. 1, 2, 3 against Lincoln Potters. A.J. Martinez 0 for 1 so far tonight, trying to get aboard. No balls, 1 strike. Martinez hits it in the air, taps it in the left center. Tracking it down is Frankie Retigliano. He makes the grab for out number 3, and the side is retired. No runs, a hit, no errors, 1 left. Peyton Richards left on at first base. We go to the home half, inning number 4 right after this. 5-2 Medford leading Medford Rogues baseball on the Rogue Streaming Network.
It's another season of Rogues Baseball at Harry and David Field. Catch every great play and hit all season long. Get your tickets at MedfordRogues.com. We'll see you at the ballpark this summer. Hungry for pizza? Figaro's Pizza has you covered. From pizza to wings and even calzones, there is something for everybody at Figaro's. Order online at Figaros.com or stop by our locations in Phoenix and Gold Hill. Locally owned and operated, Figaro's Pizza supports local schools and sports. Figaro's Pizza, proud supporter of Medford Rogues Baseball. Every day the Rogues play at home, it's a different promotional night. Tuesday is Chick-fil-A night and Thursday is Thirsty Thursday, just to name a few. To find out which promotional day works for you, go to our website, MedfordRogues.com. And as always, go Rogues! Rogue Regency Inn is a proud supporter of Medford Rogues Baseball. It is the best place to recharge your batteries in Medford. Enjoy the indoor pool and spa. Don't forget about the workout room as well. Big event or small, the banquet hall has you covered. Plus, Rogue Regency Inn is pet-friendly as well. Book a stay at Rogue Regency Inn at RogueRegencyInn.com. Your perfect place in Southern Oregon to eat, play, and stay.
It is a Chamber of Commerce evening in the Rogue Valley. 5-2 Medford out in front against the West Coast Kings. Travis Finney, Frankie Retigliano, and Trevor Smith do up for your Medford Rogues. Medford trying to keep the gas pedal pressed down to 100. 5 runs on 7 hits so far in Game 1 of this 3-game series against the West Coast Kings. Travis Finney hit by a pitch in his first at-bat as he goes to work for his second time at the dish. Bruno Condit begins his second inning on the hill in relief for the starter Jacob Poole for the West Coast Kings. First pitch on the way. It's a fastball and misses up and out. Ball 1. Travis Finney in his first at-bat hit by a pitch and scored in the second. Travis's dad in attendance. First time he's seen Travis in 11 months. The reunion happened during the Lincoln series. Got to meet Travis's dad at McBean Stadium. Great guy to talk with. Wind blowing into the ballpark. Travis Finney trying to get aboard. 2 balls, no strikes, and the pitch home from Condit. 2-0, line drive foul, out of play on that first base side. Almost hit a fan on the grass berm, and the kids will chase after it. 2 balls and a strike. Now the wind starting to blow in once again on this Tuesday evening in the Rogue Valley. 2 balls and a strike to the righty of Travis Finney. Frankie Retigliano waits on deck. 2 balls and a strike. Fastball finds the upper third, strike 2. That's a good low. That's an interesting location by Kevin Rice. And the Rogues faithful letting him know about that as well. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Wind blowing strongly into right field. Condit sets and the 2-2. Ground ball right side going to his left as Polaski takes it. The throw over to first base, and the throw is in time for out number 1. 4-3 on the ground out for the first out of the frame. One out, the base is empty. Frankie Retigliano stands in. 5-2 Medford leading against the West Coast Kings. Retigliano 1 for 1 so far tonight. RBI single that drove in a run in the second. Stole a base as well during his time on. First pitch on the way. Breaking ball. Pours in for a strike on the upper third. 0-1. No balls and a strike to the righty of Frankie Retigliano. Strike one pitch from Condit. Slider misses inside ball one. 1 ball and 1 strike to the righty of Frankie Retigliano. Retigliano averaging .349 at the dish. One's a wild. Curveball swinging a miss, strike 2. Let's take a look at the out-of-town scoreboard. That is brought to you by our good friends at Holt Homes, built for the Pacific Northwest. 2 games going on right now. Solano leading 4-1 against the Lincoln Potters at McBean Stadium and Lincoln. And no score between the Berksovich Honors and the Humboldt Crabs, I should say. 2 balls and 2 strikes to the righty of Frankie Retigliano. That is the out-of-town scoreboard. That is brought to you by our good friends at Holt Homes, built for the Pacific Northwest. And Retigliano goes down swinging for the second out of the frame. Second K for Bruno Condit tonight in relief for the starter Jacob Poole.
Fielder from Washington State University, Trevor Smith.
2 up and 2 down on the frame. Trevor Smith goes to work now. 5-2 Medford leading against the West Coast Kings. Game 1 of this 3-game series. Trevor Smith 1 for 2 so far tonight. First meeting against Bruno Condit. Had 2 at-bats against the starter, Jacob Poole. First offering on the way to Trevor Smith. Fastball finds the upper third, strike 1. No balls and a strike to Trevor Smith. Trevor Smith, who saw the ball well during the road trip. A home run against the Hillsburg Prune Packers. Tacks lefty Condit from the right side. Hits that one in the air. That's going to go into left center for a hit. And Trevor Smith picks up his second hit of the evening. 2 out base knock off the bat of Trevor Smith keeps the inning going. 1 on, 2 outs. Chris Ortiz goes to work now, also 1 for 2 so far tonight. Medford trying to keep their offense moving. 5-2 is our score. We are in the home half of inning number 4 on this Tuesday evening in the Rogue Valley. Final Tuesday night of the regular season for you Medford Rogues. Blown into the ballpark. Vanderwall holding the runner of Trevor Smith at first base. Vanderwall covered his eyes with his hand to block out the shade, block out the sun, I should say, that's coating the first base side. First pitch to Chris Ortiz is the ball. 1 ball and no strikes to the righty. Condit sets. Checks on the runner of Smith at first base, the 1-0. Breaking ball, pours in for a strike on the upper third. Strike 1. 1 ball and 1 strike to the righty of Chris Ortiz. Ortiz singled and scored in the first. Sac fly that drove in a run in the second. He's 1 for 2 so far. Condit checks on the runner of Trevor Smith at first base. The 1-1 pitch. Breaking ball. Finds the upper third. Strike 2. 1 ball and 2 strikes to the righty of Chris Ortiz. One and 2 from Condit. Line drive, it's gonna go into right center. Chris Ortiz gets aboard of a 2-out knock. Back-to-back singles from Trevor Smith and Chris Ortiz. 2 on and 2 outs. Jordan Marion goes to work now. And now the Rogues offense starting to heat up. Pair of 2-out base knocks off the bat of Trevor Smith and Chris Ortiz. Brings up Jordan Marion. 1 for 2 so far tonight. Now the Rogues offense starting to find ways to try and get runners aboard. They have runners aboard of Trevor Smith at second base, Chris Ortiz at first. Now Jordan Marion stands in. 1 for 2 so far tonight. RBI double in the first. He scored. Flew out to close out the second inning. Condit checks on Trevor Smith at second base, and the first pitch runner goes. Fastball misses inside, and he was hit by the pitch. So it's a hit and run, hit by pitch to load the bases. So a pair of singles off the bat of Trevor Smith and Chris Ortiz, and a hit by pitch from Jordan Marion brings up Garrett Bardo. 2 outs, bases loaded in the frame. And you like how this offense is being a lot more aggressive on the base paths. That's refreshing to see. The last couple of weeks, we have not seen as much aggressiveness. Trying to steal bases, and the hit and run works of a hit and run hit by pitch. First pitch on the way to Garrett Bardo. A fastball misses down and in, ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes to Garrett Bardo. 0 for 2 so far tonight. Grounded out and flew out. Bardo ahead, 1 ball and no strikes. Stars and Stripes blowing into the ballpark. 1 ball, no strikes, and the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 1 on the off speed. 1 ball and 1 strike to Garrett Bardo. Bardo grounded out the second in the first, flew out the right field in the third. 1 ball and 1 strike, bases loaded. Trevor Smith at third base, Chris Ortiz at second, Jordan Marion at first. 1 ball, 1 strike, and the pitch. 1-1, a swing and a miss, strike 2 on the off speed. 1-2 to Garrett Bardo. Garrett Bardo this season averaging .280 at the dish. Trying to find some offense once again. Bases loaded, 2 outs, bottom of 4. 3-run lead for the Medford Rogues. Connett sets, and the 1-2. Slow roller towards short, picked up by Freshy. Throw over to first base, and the throw is accurate for out number 3. And the inning is over. No runs, 2 hits, no errors, and the Rogues leave the bases loaded. We go to the 5th right after this. 5-2 Medford leading Medford Rogues baseball on the Rogue Streaming Network.
We love our sports here.
It's our responsibility to keep them great.
And we need you to know your role.
Whether you're in youth sports,
High school sports,
or college,
Know your role.
you can be a player,
You can be a coach.
You can be a spectator.
or an official.
But you only get to be one.
Know your role.
Parents, release your kid to the game.
it's my experience.
let my coach coach me.
Cheer for other players too.
Not just me. That's weird.
Don't yell at the refs.
They have a hard job.
Know your role. Coaches, keep it in perspective.
I'm out here to have fun.
I want to play a lot of different sports. What's a scholarship?
Know your role.
Players, respect your opponents.
Love to play, win or lose.
Know your role. Hey, ref.
Thank you.
Thank you for having such great sports programs here.
And for remembering to
Know your role.
Rogue Regency Inn is a proud supporter of Medford Rogues baseball. It is the best place to recharge your batteries in Medford. Enjoy the indoor pool and spa. Don't forget about the workout room as well. Big event or small, the banquet hall has you covered. Plus, Rogue Regency Inn is pet friendly as well. Book a stay at Rogue Regency Inn at rogueregencyinn.com. Your perfect place in Southern Oregon to eat, play, and stay.
It's a 5-2 lead for your Medford Rogues as we head to the 5th inning at Harry and David Field. We are brought to you by our good friends at Figaro's Pizza. From pizza to wings, even calzones, Figaro's Pizza has you covered. Order online at figaros.com or come by our locations in Phoenix and at Gold Hill. Locally owned and operated, a proud supporter of sports and your Rogues. Bottom of the order, due up for the West Coast Kings of Jake Lyall, followed by Kevin Furatua and Dario Freschi, as Dylan Finelli on the hill still pitching for your Medford Rogues. 4 innings in the books for the young man from Berkeley, California. The Dance Master has gotten 1 strikeout so far, only given up 2 runs and 3 hits in his final start of this 2025 campaign. The wind's blowing strongly in the ballpark on this Tuesday evening at Harry and David Field, game 1 of this 3-game series between the West Coast Kings and your Medford Rogues. Jake Lyall, 1 for 1 so far tonight. The Lion from LMU stands in for his second trip of the evening. Infield playing deep for your Medford Rogues to begin the inning. First offering from Dylan Finelli. Sweeper misses outside of ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes. Jake Lyall singled and scored in the 3rd inning. One of the 2 runs scored for the West Coast Kings. 1-0 pitch, sweeper, swing and a miss, strike one. 1 ball and 1 strike to Lyle. One ball, 1 strike, and the pitch. 1-1, pulls it foul, down that through to base side, strike 2. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Jake Lyle. Lyle, guy who grew up in Novato. That's in the North Bay, near Santa Rosa. Attended Marion Catholic High School. Right-handed batter behind, 1 ball and 2 strikes. And the pitch, 1-2, line drive. That's going to go for a hit into left field. And Lyle gets aboard rounding first base, but he's going to put on the brakes there. He's 2 for 2 so far tonight. A leadoff single to begin the frame.
Now batting the K-batter, designated hitter Kevin Ferruta.
Kevin Ferruta goes to work now for his second trip through the order. 1 for 1 so far tonight. 1 on, no outs. 5-2 Medford leading against the West Coast Kings on this beautiful Tuesday evening in the Rogue Valley. Glacier blue skies overhead. Lights are turned on. Finelli sets, throws it over to first base. Chase back the runner of Jake Lyle. Medium-sized lead for Lyle at first base. First pitch on the way to the righty. Breaking ball, pours in for a strike on the inside corner. Strike 1. No balls and a strike to Kevin Ferruta. Ferruta doubled and scored in the 3rd inning. No balls, 1 strike in the pitch. Breaking ball, misses up and in, ball 1. 1 ball and 1 strike to Ferruta as Freschke waits on deck for the West Coast Kings. 5-2 is our score. Wind blowing into the ballpark softly on this Tuesday evening. One ball, 1 strike. Finelli sets. Throws it over to first base again to try to get the runner of Lyle out. Tag was applied late by Garrett Bardo. Still 1 ball and 1 strike to Ferruta. Breaking ball, hits it in the air, right field. Going to his left is Johnny Alley. Johnny Alley makes the grab for out number 1. So Ferruta flies out for the first out of the frame. 1 out in the bases with the 1 on. Dario Freschke goes to work now for his second trip through the order. 0 for 1 so far tonight. Infield playing deep for Medford Rogues. Garrett Bartle holding the runner at first base. Wind blowing strongly into the ballpark on this Tuesday evening. First offering. Breaking ball misses outside, ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes to the lefty of Dario Freschke. RBI ground out in the first, or the 3rd inning, I should say. One ball, no strikes. The throw over to first base, chase back the runner of Lyle. Lyle gets back to the bag safely with a head for a slide. Still 1 ball and no strikes. And the pitch. 1-0, ground ball foul down that first base side. Strike 1. And now the wind's starting to howl into left field. Now 15 to 20 miles per hour. The wind playing a huge factor right now in game 1 of this 3-game series from the West Coast Kings and the Medford Rogues. 1's a wild. Dylan Finelli sets. And the pitch. 1-1, fastball misses outside of ball 2. 2 balls and a strike. To the lefty of Dario Freschke as Dan Poliski waits on deck. This has been a very interesting one so far. 2 runs on 4 hits, 1 error for the West Coast Kings. Those 2 runs coming across the plate in the 3rd inning. Throw to first base, chase back the runner of Lyle. Lyle gets back to the bag safely with a header for a slide. Still 2 balls and a strike to the lefty of Dario Freschke. 2-1 pitch, breaking ball. That's going to find the upper third, strike 2. Good pitch there by Dylan Finelli. Dylan Finelli, the dance master, having fun in the Rogue Valley one last time. His last start in this 2025 campaign. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and the pitch. 2-2, knuckle to foul. Down that third base side, out of play. Still 2 balls and 2 strikes. Dylan Finelli has the composure on the hill, battling the lefty of Dario Fransky. The 2-2 pitch fouls it off down that third base side. Still 2 balls and 2 strikes. I know that Dylan's mom and dad are listening right now back in Berkeley, California. I know that Dylan's grandfather is listening right now. I know the whole entire Finelli family listening back in Philadelphia. Now, Steve and Amanda are huge supporters of the Rogues streaming network. Great seeing them on Saturday at McBean Stadium. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and the pitch. Runner goes, fastball swing and a miss. The throw over to second base, and the tag is going to be in time. It's a double play. Strike him out, throw him out. And that's how the Rogues sneak out of the frame.
Ice cream is $1 off for the rest.
No runs, 1 hit, no errors. A strike him out, throw him out to close out the frame. 2 strikeouts for Dylan Finelli, and Medford right now is on rails tonight in the Rogue Valley. We head to the home half of inning number 5 right after this. Medford 5, West Coast Kings 2, Medford Rogues Baseball on the Rogue Streaming Network.
Hungry for pizza? Figaro's Pizza has you covered. From pizza to wings and even calzones, there is something for everybody at Figaro's. Order online at figaros.com or stop by our locations in Phoenix and Gold Hill. Locally owned and operated, Figaro's Pizza supports local schools and sports. Figaro's Pizza, proud supporter of Medford Rogues Baseball.
It's game time. And there's only one thing that makes it all possible. Refs.
We're looking for people like you.
Former athletes.
Parents,
Community members.
anyone who can manage the game and stick with it.
But we need more heroes in stripes, people like you.
Join the team and keep sports alive.
Play ball.
Because no ref, no game.
It's another season of Rogues Baseball at Harry and David Field. Catch every great play and hit all season long. Get your tickets at medfordrogues.com. We'll see you at the ballpark this summer.
We head to the home half inning number 5 at Harry and David Field. A 5-2 Medford leading against the West Coast Kings as Johnny Alley leads off the frame, followed by Caden Casagrande and Troy Osborne. 5, 6, and 7 due up in the Medford Rogues lineup. Johnny Alley 2 for 2 so far tonight. RBI double and a single so far in game 1 of this 3-game series against the West Coast Kings. Final home series of this 2025 campaign for you Medford Rogues. Johnny Alley, the young man from Medford, California, trying to go 3 for 3 at the dish tonight. Bruno Condit delivers the first pitch to the lefty of Johnny Alley. First pitch swing, that's going to be a ground ball to left side, taking it on 1 hop. Ashresky, the throw over to first base, is in time for out number 1. 6-3 on the ground out, 1 pitch, 1 out to begin the frame. Caden Casagrande stands in for his 3rd trip of the evening. 0 for 2 so far tonight. 5-2 Medford leading against the West Coast Kings in game 1 of this 3-game series at Harry and David Field. Final Chick-fil-A Tuesday at the ballpark. A very good crowd on hand at Harry and David Field for this one. First offering home from Condit. Fastball finds the upper third, strike 1. No balls and a strike to the right-handed batter from Eagle, Idaho of Caden Casagrande. Strike 1 pitch. Ground ball, roller to the left side, picked up by Fresky. The throw over to first base, and the throw is in time for out number 2. 2 up and 2 down in the frame. Troy Osborne stands in. 5-2 Medford leading against the West Coast Kings.
Troy Osborne.
Now this offense that has found success by swinging early in counts, it has gone in their favor. You talk about that in the bottom half, inning number 1. Trevor Smith got aboard with a single. Chris Ortiz got aboard with a single. Jordan Marion got aboard with an RBI double. Johnny Alley got aboard with an RBI double. Troy Osborne first pitch swing. That's going to be on the right side of the infield. Tracking it down as Poliski, the second baseman. He makes the grab for out number 3. And the inning is over. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left stranded. A 1-2-3 inning for the reliever for the West Coast Kings of Bruno Condit. We go to the top half of inning number 6 right after this. 5-2 Medford leading Medford Rogues Baseball on the Rogue Streaming Network. Looking to buy or sell in the Rogue Valley? David Case of Windermere Realty has you covered. Windermere Realty has been serving the Rogue Valley for over 30 years. David, a proud husband and father, has been a broker in the Rogue Valley for almost a decade. From residential and rural to commercial, David can handle it all. Contact David Case if you're looking to buy or sell at 541-944-9330. Windermere Realty and David Case, proud supporters of Medford Rogues Baseball.
It's another season of Rogues Baseball at Harry and David Field. Catch every great play and hit all season long. Get your tickets at medfordrogues.com. We'll see you at the ballpark this summer. Rogue Regency Inn is a proud supporter of Medford Rogues Baseball. It is the best place to recharge your batteries in Medford. Enjoy the indoor pool and spa. Don't forget about the workout room as well. Big event or small, the banquet hall has you covered. Plus, Rogue Regency Inn is pet friendly as well. Book a stay at Rogue Regency Inn at rogueregencyn.com. Your perfect place in Southern Oregon to eat, play, and stay. Hungry for pizza? Figaro's Pizza has you covered. From pizza to wings and even calzones, there is something for everybody at Figaro's. Order online at figaros.com or stop by our locations in Phoenix and Gold Hill. Locally owned and operated, Figaro's Pizza supports local schools and sports. Figaro's Pizza, proud supporter of Medford Rogues Baseball.
It's a 3-run lead for you, Medford Rogues. We head to the top half of inning number 6. 5-2 Medford leading against the West Coast Kings. 1, 2, and 3 due up for the West Coast Kings of Dan Poliski, followed by Jaden Lee and Vince Vanderwall. Dylan Finelli begins his 6th inning on the hill. 1 strikeout so far, but the Finelli finesse has been fun to watch so far tonight in the Rogue Valley. Has only given up 2 runs, 4 hits. As Dylan Finelli, the young man from Berkeley, California, having the Finelli finesse as Dan Poliski goes to work now. 0 for 2 so far tonight. Poliski trying to pick up his first hit of the evening and also in the series. 3-run lead for you, Medford Rogues, as Medford has kept the bats of the West Coast Kings contained in Game 1 of this 3-game series. First pitch on the way is going to be a bunt. And squares for a bunt, but Poliski could not get it pulled back in time. The strike that finds the outside third, strike 1. Poliski, Lee, and Vanderwall. 1, 2, and 3 due up for the West Coast Kings. West Coast Kings, a team that can be pretty sneaky so far in this 2025 campaign. 0-1, roller to that right side, picked up by Travis Feeney. The throw to first base, and the throw is in time for out number 1. 4-3 on the ground out for the first out of the frame. Jaden Lee goes to work, 1 out, and the base is empty. 5-2 Medford leading against the West Coast Kings. We talked about this in the Rogues pregame show. This is the West Coast Kings that took a team that took 2 games out of 3 from the Solano Mudcats over the weekend at Solano College. And this is a West Coast Kings squad that, first pitch on the way, fastball misses downstairs, ball 1 from Dylan Finelli, that beat the Humboldt Crabs Game 1 of a 4-game series at the Arcata Ballpark. That was the same week the Crabs made their way to the Rogue Valley and swept your Medford Rogues. 1-0 pitch, fastball, misses outside, ball 2. Scoreboard reads 1 ball and 1 strike. We'll see what the home plate umpire Kevin Rice has to say. Wind blowing into the ballpark, and the pitch. Fastball, fouls it off at the dish, strike 2, says the scoreboard. They're going to say 2 balls and 1 strike. Infield playing deep for Medford Rogues. Wind blowing strongly into the ballpark, and the 1-2. Ground ball, knuckle to the right side, picking up is Travis Finney. He vacuums it up. The throw to first base is accurate for out number 2. 2 up and 2 down in the frame. Vince Vanderwall goes to work. 0 for 2 so far tonight. 5-2 Medford out in front against the West Coast Kings. Game 1 of this 3-game series at Harry and David Field. And Dylan Finelli's had some fun so far, giving Travis Finney a word of encouragement. Hey, good job out there, my friend. Lights are on at the ballpark on this Tuesday evening. First offering. Fastball misses downstairs, ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes. The Vanderwall got out to his counterpart of Garrett Bardo in the first. Got out to Travis Finney in the 4th inning. 1-0 pitch. Sweeper misses down and in, ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes to the lefty of Vanderwall as Joey DeMello waits on deck for the West Coast Kings. 2 runs, 4 hits, and 1 error for the West Coast Kings so far this evening. 2-0 pitch, fastball, misses outside of ball 3. 3 balls and no strikes to lefty Vanderwall. Vanderwall out of Cal Poly, the Mustang at the dish. What a season Cal Poly had. Almost winning the Eugene Regional, the 3-0 pitch. Breaking ball, misses outside for ball 4. Vince Vanderwall gets aboard of a 4-pitch walk to extend the frame, and that is the first walk issued by Dylan Finelli tonight.
Center fielder Joey DeMello.
1 on, 2 outs. Joey DeMello goes to work. 5-2 Medford leading final week of this regular season. Dylan Finelli trying to sneak out of this inning, trying to dance his way out of the frame. First offering on the way. That's going to be popped up in the air down that first base side. Garibaldo giving chase, and that ball is going to go outside, and it's going to go outside the field. Kids are going to chase after it anyway. Strike 1. No balls and a strike to the righty of Joey DeMello. 0 for 2 so far tonight. Strike 1 pitch, misses outside the throw over to first base. Chris Ortiz got him, and he did not get him, says the first base umpire of Alex Chavez. Vanderwall was halfway to second base, but he got back to the bag in time. Chris Ortiz being a sniper behind the dish. 1 ball and 1 strike to the righty of Joey DeMello as Peyton Richards waits on deck. Perfect evening for baseball in the Rogue Valley. Game 1 of this 3-game series. 1 ball, 1 strike, throw over to first base. Vanderwall gets back to the bag standing. It's no 1 ball and 1 strike. One. Cues it in the air, foul out of play on that first base side, strike 2. 1 ball and 2 strikes to the righty of Joey DeMello. DeMello flew out to right field in the second. Lined down to the shortstop of Frankie Tigliano in the 4th. 1 on, 2 outs. 1-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Dylan Finelli makes DeMello chase, and the side is retired. No runs, no hits, no errors, 1 left. It's Vince Vanderwall left on at first base. We'll go to the home half of inning number 6 right after this. 5-2 Medford leading Medford Rogues baseball on the Rogue Streaming Network.
It's another season of Rogues baseball at Harry and David Field. Catch every great play and hit all season long. Get your tickets at medfordrogues.com. We'll see you at the ballpark this summer. Hungry for pizza? Figaro's Pizza has you covered. From pizza to wings and even calzones, there is something for everybody at Figaro's. Order online at figaros.com or stop by our locations in Phoenix and Gold Hill. Locally owned and operated, Figaro's Pizza supports local schools and sports. Figaro's Pizza, proud supporter of Medford Rogues baseball. Every day the Rogues play at home, it's a different promotional night. Tuesday is Chick-fil-A night and Thursday is Thirsty Thursday, just to name a few. To find out which promotional day works for you, go to our website, medfordrogues.com. And as always, go Rogues! Rogue Regency Inn is a proud supporter of Medford Rogues baseball. It is the best place to recharge your batteries in Medford. Enjoy the indoor pool and spa. Don't forget about the workout room as well. Big event or small, the banquet hall has you covered. Plus, Rogue Regency Inn is pet friendly as well. Book a stay at Rogue Regency Inn at rogueregencyn.com. Your perfect place in Southern Oregon to eat, play, and
Travis Finney leads off the home half of inning number 6 at Harry and David Field. Glad to be a part. That's 0-2 pitch is going to be in the air, and that's going to drop down for a hit into right center. Apologies for the technical difficulties. Our Wi-Fi was going a little bit berserk. Travis Finney gets aboard of a leadoff single, 1 on, no outs. Frankie Tigliano stands in for his 3rd trip of the evening. 1 for 2 so far tonight. 5-2 Medford out in front against the West Coast Kings. Game 1 of this 3-game series. If you just now joined us on the Rogue Streaming Network, Medford struck first with 3 runs in the first, 2 runs in the second. West Coast Kings countered with 2 runs in the third, but since no runs have scored so far, as Lyall wanted to throw it over to first base. Tigliano's first pitch is a strike on that outside third, 0-1. No balls and a strike to Frankie Tigliano. RBI single in the second, struck out in the fourth. Vanderwall holding the runner at Travis Finney at first base. Bruno Condit had no balls and a strike. Squares for a bunt is Frankie Tigliano, and that's going to be missing down and in with the off-speed. Ball 1. 1 ball and 1 strike to the righty of Frankie Tigliano. And it has been a perfect evening so far tonight in the Rogue Valley. A refreshing sight to this Rogues offense, finding ways to strike with the irons hot. 1-1 pitch. Tigliano gets a bunt down that first base side, and it goes out of play. Strike 2. But you like how this team's been playing baseball so far. A tough couple of weeks. A 3-game series against the Humboldt Crabs did not go the Rogues' way. 3-game sweep against the Lincoln Potters. That did not go the Rogues' way. And then a 3-game sweep and wine country against the Hillsburg Prune Packers. And then the Rogues getting 1 win at McBean. 1-2 pitch misses downstairs. Lyall has to quickly pick that one up. Was ready to throw it over to first base and appeal to the first base umpire, Alex Chavez, and did not. Frankie Tigliano did not swing at it. Ball 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes. The wind blowing into the ballpark on this Tuesday evening in the Rogue Valley. And the offense, we talked about this in the Rogues pregame show, that the offense has been timid the last couple of weeks. Get base runners on, but you can't seal the deal. 2-2 from the reliever. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Tigliano down on strikes. 3rd strikeout so far for Bruno Condit tonight in relief for the West Coast Kings. 1 on, 1 out as we head back to the top of the order with Trevor Smith. 2 for 3 so far this evening. 1 out and 1 on, bottom of 6. Perfect evening for baseball in the Rogue Valley. Glacier blue skies overhead. And we're not going to experience too many more of these so far in the season. Hey, we got tomorrow night. We have Thursday night. Get your tickets at medfordrogues.com. First pitch on the way. Breaking ball misses outside, ball 1. And then that's it for the home portion of this 2025 campaign. And don't forget, when the Rogues head on the road, you can watch the games at Figaro's Pizza. That's right, we're going to have the Figaro's watch party for you. When the Rogues head on the road to Arcata, 1-0 pitch. Chopper to the left side, taking on 1 hop. It's Fresky. He can't make the play. Rounding second, going towards third base is Travis Finney. And Trevor Smith gets aboard of a double, and that's going to be officially scored as a hit. Big hit off the bat of Trevor Smith, his 3rd hit of the night. So they're going to officially score that as a double for Trevor Smith. Travis Finney to third base, and now the head coach for the West Coast Kings steps out of the dugout. All with 1 out, runners at second and third, and that's going to be a meeting on the hill for the West Coast Kings. This pause the action is brought to you by Figaro's Pizza. From pizza to wings, even calzones, Figaro's Pizza has you covered. Order online at figaros.com or come by our locations in Phoenix and Gold Hill. Locally owned and operated and a proud supporter of sports and your Rogues. There is somebody getting warmed up in that bullpen for the West Coast Kings. A tough one so far for the West Coast Kings tonight in Game 1 of this 3-game series. So far tonight, 5 runs on 11 hits. And Medford right now keeping the gas pedal pressed down to 100%. And it's been fun to watch. It's been the good at-bats. Travis Finney with a single. Trevor Smith with a double as well. Big opportunity right now for your Medford Rogues to keep the pedal to the metal offensively. Chris Ortiz, a guy that has 2 hits so far tonight. 2 for 3 so far tonight. The roommates Trevor Smith and Chris Ortiz going toe for toe at the dish. Trevor Smith has 3 hits. Chris Ortiz saying, I can get 3 hits. Now the infield starting to close in for the West Coast Kings. Vanderwall on near the grass at first base, as well as Poliscu. Chris Ortiz has been a guy that's had gritty at-bats in the last couple of weeks. First offering to Chris. Breaking ball misses downstairs and out, ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes. Chris Ortiz singled and scored in the first. Sack fly in the second that drove in a run. Base hit in the 4th. He singled and left stranded at second base. 5-2 is our score. We are in the 6th inning. Condit sets and the pitch. Misses down and in, ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes to Chris Ortiz, the future shocker of Wichita State. And that's a big program for Chris Ortiz to be going to. That's a really great program. Now they're going to say he's going to walk him. The coaching staff of the West Coast Kings going to intentionally walk Chris Ortiz, and the bases are loaded. All with 1 out. The Kings are not happy. They don't want to pitch to Chris Ortiz. Now the coaching staff of the West Coast Kings saying, hey, hurry it up in the bullpen. There is a righty getting warmed up in the pen at the moment. Pitcher from Lindenwood getting warmed up at the moment. 1 out, bases loaded, 5-2 Medford leading. Jordan Marion trying to blow this game wide open. First offering on the way from Condit. Breaking ball, finds the upper third, strike 1. No balls and a strike to Jordan Marion. 1 for 2 so far tonight with a hit by pitch. RBI double and scored in the first. Flew out in the second. No balls, 1 strike. Condit sets and the pitch. 0-1, ground ball to left side. Bobbles it as the third baseman to Martinez. A throw to first, and the throw is going to get away from the first baseman. Trevor Smith's going to score, staying up. 2-run RBI single off the bat of Jordan Marion. And a huge inning already for you, Medford Rogues. So they're going to say officially that's an error. So Garrett Bardo stands in. RBI for Jordan Marion, and they are going to say an error. So 2 runs have scored so far in this inning. Runners at first and second. No outs. First pitch on the way. Fastball misses inside, ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes. And what a game we've seen so far tonight. 2 runs so far in this inning. Two on, 1 out. The 0-1 pitch. Fastball misses. I'm going to say that's a strike on the inside corner, says Kevin Rice. 1 ball and 1 strike. They are officially saying an E5 scored. 1's a wild. Kodit checks on the runner of Ortiz at second base. Big lead for Ortiz. Shortstop, a fresh kid dancing around. The throw instead, and then Kodit just steps off the rubber. One ball and 1 strike. 7 runs on 11 hits for you Medford Rogues on this Tuesday evening. 1-1 pitch. Breaking ball misses outside, ball 2. 2 balls and a strike to the righty of Garrett Bardo. Garrett Bardo tonight 0 for 3 so far. He's due for a hit. Two runs on 2 hits, 1 error. 2-2 pitch. Bardo lifts that one in the air. Right field tracking it down as Richards. Richards going to make the grab, tagging from second base to third base. Yes, Chris Ortiz, and Ortiz going to scamper towards third. So Garrett Bardo flies out for the second out of the frame. Now Johnny Alley stands in, 7-2 Medford leading game 1 of this 3-game series. Runners on the corners now. Now Johnny Alley, a guy who has had 2 hits in this game. RBI double and a single, trying to keep this offense moving. Wind blowing softly into left field. First pitch hits that one in the air. Center field tracking it down is DeMello, the center fielder. He makes the grab for out number 3. And the inning is over. 2 runs across the plate. 2 hits, 1 error. And the Rogues leave 2 on, with Chris Ortiz at third base and Jordan Marion left on at first base. We'll go to the 7th right after this. 7-2 Medford leading Medford Rogues baseball on the Rogue Streaming Network.
We love our sports here.
It's our responsibility to keep them great.
And we need you to know your role.
Whether you're in youth sports,
high school sports,
or college, know your role.
you can be a player,
You can be a coach.
You can be a spectator.
or an official.
But you only get to be one.
Know your role.
Parents, release your kid to the game.
it's my experience.
let my coach coach me.
Cheer for other players too.
Not just me. That's weird.
Don't yell at the refs.
They have a hard job.
Know your role. Coaches, keep it in perspective.
I'm out here to have fun.
I want to play a lot of different sports. What's a scholarship?
Know your role.
Players, respect your opponents.
Love to play, win or lose.
Know your role.
Hey, ref.
Thank you.
Thank you for having such great sports programs here.
And for remembering to.
Know your role.
Rogue Regency Inn is a proud supporter of Medford Rogues Baseball. It is the best place to recharge your batteries in Medford. Enjoy the indoor pool and spa. Don't forget about the workout room as well. Big event or small, the banquet hall has you covered. Plus, Rogue Regency Inn is pet friendly as well. Book a stay at Rogue Regency Inn at rogueregencyn.com. Your perfect place in Southern Oregon to eat, play, and stay.
Dylan Finelli heads out onto the hill for his 7th inning of work, as he's going to be seeing Peyton Richards, followed by A.J. Martinez and Jake Lyle. 5, 6, and 7 due up for the West Coast Kings. As we are brought to you by our good friends at Figaro's Pizza. From pizza to wings, even calzones, Figaro's Pizza has you covered. Order online at figaros.com or come by our locations in Phoenix and at Gold Hill. Locally owned and operated and a proud supporter of sports and your Rogues. Perfect evening for baseball in the Rogue Valley as a left-handed batter. Peyton Richards goes to work. 1 for 2 so far. Dylan Finelli so far tonight. 3 strikeouts to his credit in the first offering to the lefties. A fastball that misses outside to ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes to the right fielder of Peyton Richards. One ball, no strikes, and the pitch. 1-0. Good sweeper, swing and a miss, strike 1. 1 ball and 1 strike to the right fielder of Peyton Richards. Richards from Pacific University has had 5 hits in Pacific Empire League action, or now tonight 6 hits. 1-1, ground ball to the right side, and that ball is going to trail foul out of play. Strike 2. Game 2 tomorrow at 6:35. Pregame show at 6:15 on the Rogue Streaming Network. We are going to have our Rogues Player Spotlight. Plus, we get to hear from assistant coach Corey Saracusa. And also, get you ready for the final Wednesday night of the regular season for you Medford Rogues. Dylan Finelli ahead, 1 ball and 2 strikes, and the pitch home. 1-2, that's hit in the air, right field. Going back is Johnny Alley, and near the wall, and he makes the grab for out number 3. Or out number 1, rather, I should say. Peyton Richards flies out for the first out of the frame. A.J. Martinez stands in for his 3rd trip of the evening. 0 for 2 so far tonight. 7-2 Medford out in front against the West Coast Kings. And you think about it as the season comes to a close. You think about all the great moments we've had so far this season. You think about this. Dylan Finelli's been a lot of those great moments. On the hill pitching. Great performance against the Seattle Studs on opening night. On that Thursday night in May. First pitch on the way. Off speed, misses down and out. Ball 1. To the third baseman of A.J. Martinez, flew out a pair of times in the 2nd and the 4th. Dylan Finelli sets, winds it up, and the 1-0 delivery. 1-0, sweeper finds the upper third, strike 1. 1 ball and 1 strike to the right-handed batter of A.J. Martinez. Jake Lyle waits on deck. How Dylan Finelli's looking right now, I think he can go to the 8th inning. 1 ball, 1 strike, and the pitch. Sweeper misses inside of ball 2. And we've seen Dylan throw a complete game this season. But don't want to count the chickens before they hatch, so to speak. 2 balls and a strike to the righty of A.J. Martinez. Young man from Cuesta College, 2-1 pitch. Sweeper finds that inside corner, strike 2. And Martinez, guy averaging 206 at the dish, 7 hits so far in Pacific Empire League action. Cuesta College, a very good baseball program on the central coast of California, is actually right next to Cal Poly. 2 balls, 2 strikes, the pitch. Fastball misses outside to ball 3, and was actually the longtime home of head coach Larry Lee. Larry Lee coached at Cuesta College for a long time before taking over the head coaching duties at Cal Poly. You can kind of get, when you go to Cuesta College, you can probably get into Cal Poly. 3-2 pitch on the way, ground ball. That's taken by Jordan Marion at third base. A throw over to first, and the throw is in time for out number 2. 5-3 on the ground, out for the second out of the frame. 2 up and 2 down. And many players, you might see a lot of students, they might go to Cuesta College first, and then they transfer over to Cal Poly. Or you might see Cal Poly students get credits at Cuesta College. So those two schools only separated by only 5 miles in San Luis Obispo. 2 outs and the base is empty. Jake Lyle goes to work now. 7-2 Medford out in front. Game 1 of this 3-game series. Dylan Finelli looking really strong on the hill so far tonight. The first offering on the way. Ground ball pulled foul down that third base side. Strike 1. No balls and a strike to the catcher, Jake Lyle. And to continue the Cuesta Cougar conversation, how about this? The guy that used to run for the Cougars way back in the day. How about the guy we had on the air Sunday night, Richard Welch? Shout out to Dad listening right now. No balls and a strike. Finelli delivers a strike 1 pitch. Good sweeper, strike 2. Now Dylan Finelli's in charge. No balls and 2 strikes. Nobody active in that bullpen at the moment. Dylan Finelli has been having the show so far. The dance master looking for another strikeout. No balls, 2 strikes in the pitch. Fastball misses downstairs, ball 1. We gotta ask Dad about the Cuesta Cougar watch. Yes, that is correct. When he ran cross country for the Cougars, they all got watches for the end of the season. And you can talk about, yeah, it is Cuesta Cougar time, 8:30 p.m. 1 ball, 2 strikes in the pitch. Hit in the air, left field. That is going to drop for a hit. That's going to be a fair ball. Rounding first, speeding towards second is Lyle. And Lyle gets aboard. And he might dig for 3. And the relay throw is not going to be there in time. Lyle gets aboard of a 2-out triple to continue the frame. A huge hit off the bat of Jake Lyle. The line has had Dylan Finelli's number so far tonight. He's 3 for 3 tonight, a pair of singles and a triple. Now Kevin Furatua goes to work now. 1 for 2 so far tonight. Doubled and scored in the 3rd inning. Flew out to right field in the 5th. 7-2 Medford out in front. Game 1 of this 3-game series against the West Coast Kings. Dylan Finelli's first pitch is a sweeper that misses down and in, ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes to Kevin Furatua. 2 good numbers so far for Dylan Finelli. 1 ball and no strikes. Curveball misses upstairs, ball 2. 2 runs, 5 hits. Dylan Finelli right now trying to get out of the 7th inning to get everybody to stretch. 2 balls, no strikes, and the pitch. Fastball, swing and a miss, strike 1. A good pitch there by Dylan Finelli. 2-1 to the righty. Furatua doubled and scored in the 3rd. It flew out to right field in the 5th, trying to find some offense once again for the West Coast Kings. 2 balls, 1 strike in the pitch. 2-1, swing and a miss, strike 2. And now deuces are wild in the 7th inning. The dance master trying to dance his way out of the inning. Lyle at third base, 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Lyle at third base and the 2-2. That's hit in the air, right center field, tracking it down, going to his right is Johnny Yalley on the run, but Trevor Smith makes the grab for out number 3, and the side is retired. No runs, a hit, no errors, 1 left. Jake Lyle left on at third base. And we head to the bottom half of inning number 7. It's time to stretch in the Rogue Valley. 7-2, Medford out in front. Beautiful evening for baseball in the Rogue Valley. Let's listen to the crowd singing "Take Me Out of the Ball Game." We go to the home half, inning number 7 right after this. Medford Rogues baseball on the Rogue Streaming Network.
Hungry for pizza? Figaro's Pizza has you covered. From pizza to wings and even calzones, there is something for everybody at Figaro's. Order online at figaros.com or stop by our locations in Phoenix and Gold Hill. Locally owned and operated, Figaro's Pizza supports local schools and sports. Figaro's Pizza, proud supporter of Medford Rogues Baseball.
It's game time. And there's only one thing that makes it all possible. Refs.
We're looking for people like you.
Former athletes.
Parents.
Community members.
Anyone who can manage the game and stick with it.
But we need more heroes in stripes. People like you.
Join the team and keep sports alive.
Play ball.
Because no ref, no game.
It's another season of Rogues Baseball at Harry and David Field. Catch every great play and hit all season long. Get your tickets at medfordrogues.com. We'll see you at the ballpark this summer.
Caden Casagrande leads off the home half, winning number 7 for your Medford Rogues. 7-2, Medford leading against the West Coast Kings. New pitcher coming in for the West Coast Kings, as it is Dylan Hafterson in relief for Burrito Condon. And this pitching change is brought to you by our good friends at KTVL 10, Southern Oregon's home for sports and entertainment. First pitch on the way is a fastball, misses downstairs, ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes to Caden Casagrande. 0 for 3 so far tonight. 1-0 pitch from Hafterson. Fastball popped up in the air behind the plate. Strike 1. 1 ball and 1 strike to Caden Casagrande. Hafterson out of Lindenwood University. One ball, 1 strike, and the pitch home. 1-1 fastball finds that middle third. Strike 2. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Caden Casagrande. Casagrande struck out in the third, grounded out to short in the first and the fifth. 1 ball, 2 strikes, and the pitch. 1-2, fouls it off as Caden Casagrande swirls it foul. Still 1 ball and 2 strikes. With the wind blowing softly in the ballpark on this Tuesday evening. Right against right. 5-run lead for Medford. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Hafterson waits, and the delivery. 1-2 fastball misses outside. 2 balls and 2 strikes. The DH man, Caden Casagrande. Troy Osborne follows, and Travis Finney as well. Troy Osborne waits on deck. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Infield playing deep for the West Coast Kings on this Tuesday evening. 2-2 delivery. Hits it in the air, right center field. Charging in as Richards, the right fielder, and he makes the grab, and he loses his hat in the process. Caden Casagrande flies out for the first out of the inning. 1 out, and the base is empty. Troy Osborne goes to work now. 1 for 3 so far. And this offense trying to find ways to keep this game going. The offense has been fun to watch so far tonight. 7 runs on 11 hits, no errors in game 1 of this 3-game series. Perfect evening for baseball. Lights are turned on at the ballpark. First offering on the way. Ground ball slapped towards the right side of the infield. Pulaski picks it up. The throw over to first base, and the throw is in time for out number 2. 4-3 on the ground out. Travis Finney stands in for his 4th trip of the evening. 1 for 2 so far tonight with a hit by pitch. 2 outs, and the base is empty. This has been a game that has been fun to watch so far for your Medford Rogues. 3 runs in the first, 2 runs in the second, 2 runs in the 6th. Now Travis Finney trying to find some offensive movement once again. Singled and scored in his last AB back in the 6th. First offering to the righty, fastball, chopper foul down that third base side, strike one. No balls and a strike to Travis Finney. He was hit by a pitch and scored in the second, ground out to second base in the fourth. Singled and scored in the sixth. No balls, one strike, and the pitch. Breaking ball finds that inside corner, strike two. No balls and two strikes to Travis Finney. Frankie Retigliano waits on deck. Travis Finney has a cheering section tonight. His dad, first time we've seen his dad in 11 months, in attendance tonight. The 0-2 pitch, fastball, and that's going to be strike three called on the outside corner. And Travis Finney's going to go back to the dugout, and the Rain of Boos close out the inning.
There was nothing across.
No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left. A strikeout for Dylan Hofterson as we head to the eighth, right after the 7-2 Medford leading Medford Rogues Baseball on the Rogue Streaming Network. Looking to buy or sell in the Rogue Valley? David Case of Windermere Realty has you covered. Windermere Realty has been serving the Rogue Valley for over 30 years. David, a proud husband and father, has been a broker in the Rogue Valley for almost a decade. From residential and rural to commercial, David can handle it all. Contact David Case if you're looking to buy or sell at 541-944-9330. Windermere Realty and David Case, proud supporters of Medford Rogues Baseball.
It's another season of Rogues Baseball at Harry and David Field. Catch every great play and hit all season long. Get your tickets at medfordrogues.com. We'll see you at the ballpark this summer. Rogue Regency Inn is a proud supporter of Medford Rogues Baseball. It is the best place to recharge your batteries in Medford. Enjoy the indoor pool and spa. Don't forget about the workout room as well. Big event or small, the banquet hall has you covered. Plus, Rogue Regency Inn is pet friendly as well. Book a stay at Rogue Regency Inn at rogueregencyinn.com. Your perfect place in Southern Oregon to eat, play, and stay. Hungry for pizza? Figaro's Pizza has you covered. From pizza to wings and even calzones, there is something for everybody at Figaro's. Order online at figaros.com or stop by our locations in Phoenix and Gold Hill. Locally owned and operated, Figaro's Pizza supports local schools and sports. Figaro's Pizza, proud supporter of Medford Rogues Baseball.
The dance master is still dancing on the hill, and he was dancing during the commercial break. Dylan Finelli begins his eighth inning on the hill. And how about this? Home plate umpire Kevin Rice dancing a YMCA as well. First pitch on the way. Swing and a miss to the 9-hole hitter of Dario Freschi. 9-1-2 due up for the West Coast Kings of Freschi, followed by Dan Pulaski and Jaden Lee. The 0-1 pitch from Dylan Finelli. Fastball misses outside, ball one. But you think about how this game has gone on so far. 7-2 Medford leading against the West Coast Kings. Only a handful of hits given up by Dylan Finelli. Only 2 runs so far as that 0-2 pitch on the way. Hits in the air, and it is going to go out of play on that left field line. 1 ball and 2 strikes to the lefty at Dario Freschi. As part of that strike him out, throw him out, double play to close out the frame. No balls, 2 strikes, and the pitch. Fastball misses downstairs, 2-2. And this offense tonight for the Rogues has had some fun so far, but the defense has been the star of the show tonight. Dylan Finelli delivers a 2-2. Breaking ball to the right side, picked up by Garrett Barnum, mishandles it, underhand throw to first base, and Dylan Finelli steps on the bag in time for out number 1. 3-1 on the ground out as we head back to the top of the order of Dan Pulaski.
Now batting second baseman Dan Polasek.
Polasek, I should say. 1 out, the base is empty. Polasek 0 for 3 so far tonight. Flew out in the first, sack fly in the third, ground out the second in the sixth. He's hitless so far this evening. 0 for 3 so far. 7-2 Medford leading. Dylan Finelli delivers the first pitch. Breaking ball misses outside, ball 1. Infield starting to shade to the right. Jordan Marion playing way off the bag at third base. Frankie Retigliano close to the bag at second base. 1-0 pitch on the way. Fastball gets away. The catcher, Chris Ortiz. 2 balls and no strikes to the lefty, Dan Polasek. Now Travis Finney playing on the grass, or excuse me, on the lip in right center of the grass and the dirt. Not like what we saw at McBean Stadium with an artificial infield, natural grass outfield. All natural grass, dirt. 2-0 pitch from Dylan Finelli. Breaking ball, pours in for a strike on that outside corner, strike one. 2 balls and a strike to the lefty, Dan Polasek, the second baseman. Jaden Lee waits on deck. A beautiful evening for baseball in the Rogue Valley. Final Tuesday, as that is going to miss down and in ball 3. The Rogues faithful not happy with the home plate umpire, Kevin Rice. 3 balls and a strike from Dylan Finelli. 3-1, cued foul down that third base side, strike 2. The count feels 3 balls and 2 strikes to the lefty, Dan Polasek. Game 2 tomorrow at 6:35, pregame show at 6:15. We are going to do our Rogues player spotlight. Payoff pitch on the way, ground ball to that right side, and that is going to go foul. We are going to do it still 3 balls and 2 strikes, and we are going to check in with some of our players that we got the interview in the early part of the season. Might hear from Troy Osborne, might hear from the dance master himself, Dylan Finelli. Maybe Travis Finney, Frankie Utigliano, Jordan Mary. We have everybody on for the Rogues pregame show this week. Counts full, 3-2, and the pitch. 3-2, knuckle to foul, out of play on that third base side. Still 3 balls and 2 strikes. Lefty Dan Polasek, Jaden Lee waits on deck. But what a wonderful season in the Rogue Valley. It did not go the Rogues' way in the tough part of the league, but this team's playing really good baseball. 3 balls, 2 strikes, the pitch. 3-2, ground ball right side. That's going to be gobbled up by Garibaldi. Throw over to first base, and Dylan Finelli cannot beat the runner, Polasek. Polasek gets to the bag in time. So an infield single off the bat of Polasek. Makes it 1 on and 1 out in the frame. Now a new batter coming in for the West Coast Kings.
West Coast Kings, number 2, Ben O'Rourke.
Ben O'Rourke goes to work now at Los Medanos College. Rogues can still dance out of this inning with a double play. 1 on and 1 out in the frame. 7-2, Medford leading against the West Coast Kings. Game 1 of this 3-game series. Dylan Finelli sets, and the first pitch. Sweeper finds that inside corner, strike 1. O'Rourke out of Los Medanos College. Los Medanos College in the East Bay of California. Averaging .250 at the dish. Behind no balls and a strike to throw over to first base. Try to chase back the runner, Polasek. Polasek gets back to the bag safely. Still no balls and a strike. Oh, 1. Knuckles it in the air, down that first base side, hits the net, and it bounces out of play. We'll do it again, actually strike 2 rather, no balls and 2 strikes. O'Rourke in the spring averaged .347 for LMC. Broadcasted a junior college football game at Los Medanos College in the fall. No balls, 2 strikes to throw over to first base, try to get the runner, Polasek out. Polasek gets back to the bag safely for 1 with him sliding head first. Garibaldi holding the runner, infield playing deep for you Medford Rogues. No balls, 2 strikes in the pitch. 0-2, swing and a miss, strike 3. Ben O'Rourke down on strikes. Another strikeout for Dylan Finelli. 4 Ks tonight.
Now batting first baseman Vince Vanderwall.
So Vince Vanderwall stands in, 2 outs and 1 on. 7-2 Medford leading. Perfect evening for baseball in the Rogue Valley. Dylan Finelli throws it over to first base. Polasek gets back to the bag safely with a head-first slide. Vanderwall 0 for 2 so far tonight with a walk, trying to get aboard. Wind blowing in. Fastball misses down and in, ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes, and Dylan Finelli, who's had a complete game so far this season, looking for his second complete game, trying to get through the 8th inning. There is a little bit of activity in that Medford Rogues bullpen. One-0 pitch, swing and a miss. The throw over to second base, and the throw is not going to be in time. Polasek still second. And now the Rogues faithful not happy about that. 1 ball and 1 strike. One ball, 1 strike. Polasek at second base. The 1-1 pitch. Weeper finds that bottom third. Strike 2. Good pitch there by Dylan Finelli. Polasek at second base. 2 outs. Top half of inning number 8. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Dylan Finelli sets the 1-2. Hits it in the air, left field, tracking it out as Troy Osborne drifting to his right. He makes the grab for out number 3, and the side is retired. No runs, a hit, no errors, 1 left. Dan Polasek left on at second base. We head to the home half of inning number 8 right after this. Is this the last we're going to see Dylan Finelli for the season? And Dylan Finelli getting everyone shaking his hand. A great job by Dylan Finelli. Hopefully we get to see him in the 9th inning. But we head to the home half of inning number 8 right after this. Frankie Rutigliano, Trevor Smith, and Chris Ortiz due up. 7-2 Medford leading Medford Rogues baseball on the Rogues Streaming Network.
It's another season of Rogues baseball at Harry and David Field. Catch every great play and hit all season long. Get your tickets at medfordrogues.com. We'll see you at the ballpark this summer. Hungry for pizza? Figaro's Pizza has you covered. From pizza to wings and even calzones, there is something for everybody at Figaro's. Order online at figaros.com or stop by our locations in Phoenix and Gold Hill. Locally owned and operated, Figaro's Pizza supports local schools and sports. Figaro's Pizza, proud supporter of Medford Rogues baseball. Every day the Rogues play at home, it's a different promotional night. Tuesday is Chick-fil-A night and Thursday is Thirsty Thursday, just to name a few. To find out which promotional day works for you, go to our website, medfordrogues.com. And as always, go Rogues! Rogue Regency Inn is a proud supporter of Medford Rogues baseball. It is the best place to recharge your batteries in Medford. Enjoy the indoor pool and spa. Don't forget about the workout room as well. Big event or small, the banquet hall has you covered. Plus, Rogue Regency Inn is pet friendly as well. Book a stay at Rogue Regency Inn at rogueregencyinn.com. Your perfect place in Southern Oregon to eat, play, and stay.
Frankie Rutigliano leads off the home half of inning number 8. 9-1-2 due up for you Medford Rogues. That first pitch on the way. Swinging the miss, strike 1. No balls and a strike to Frankie Rutigliano. 1 for 3 so far tonight. RBI single in the second. Struck out a pair of times in the 4th and the 6th. Strike 1 pitch on the way from Dylan Hafferson. Is going to be a roller down that first base side. They're saying that's going to be a fair ball. And now Alex Chavez says that is foul. So strike 2. Take a look at the out-of-town scoreboard that is brought to you by our good friends at Holt Homes, built for the Pacific Northwest. We do know there was a couple of games going on right now at the moment in Pacific Empire League action. Actually, there's only 1 game going on. Solano taking on Lincoln. Last time we checked, it was Solano out in front, but the Potters are pulled ahead with a 7-5 lead as they are in the bottom half of inning number 7 at McBean Stadium. Up down the coast. In Arcata, it's Humboldt leading 9-1 against the Berksovich Honors. That's a non-league game. Humboldt and Lincoln tied for second place with a record of 14-8. And now Sammy Rivas goes to work now. So Sammy Rivas is going to replace, or actually, Frankie Rutigliano is going to step out of the goes away, and now Sammy Rivas stands in. That pitch misses. Outside ball 1, 1 ball and 2 strikes. All right, it is Rutigliano. My apologies. I thought that looked like Sammy Rivas, but 1 ball and 2 strikes to Frankie Rutigliano. Hafferson sets, and the 1-2 delivery. Fastball, that's going to be strike 3 called on the inside corner for out number 1.
Now batting the center fielder, from Washington State University, Trevor Smith.
One out, the base is empty. Trevor Smith goes to work now. 3 for 4 tonight. Is Trevor Smith our player of the game? We shall see. We'll find out in the Rogues postgame show coming up in a little bit. One out, and the base is empty. 7-2, Medford leading against the West Coast Kings on this Tuesday evening in the Rogue Valley. Trevor Smith, trio of singles in the first, the fourth, and the sixth. So that first pitch on the way, misses downstairs, ball one. 1 ball and no strikes to the lefty of Trevor Smith. Young man that grew up in El Cajon, California. I know his grandmother's in attendance tonight. Great conversation with her before the game. 1-0 pitch, fouled off, down that third base side, strike one. One's a wild to the lefty of Trevor Smith. Game 2 of the series will happen tomorrow night at 6:35. One's a wild, a fastball, lasers in, misses outside for ball 2. 2 balls and a strike to the lefty of Trevor Smith. Chris Ortiz waits on deck. And it's been a perfect night at the ballpark for you, Medford Rogues. Offense has been consistent at the dish. The 2-1 pitch. Fastball misses down and in, ball 3. And it's been this guy right here, Trevor Smith. 3 hits on the night, all singles. Guy that has had some fun so far in the Rogue Valley, and a guy that developed really well during the road trip. 3-1 pitch. He pops that one up in the air. Left side of the infield, tracking it down is Freschke. Does not know where the ball is. No one knows where the ball is, but Martinez, the third baseman, makes the grab for out number 2. 2 up and 2 down to the frame. Chris Ortiz stands in for his 5th at-bat of the evening. Last at-bat, Chris Ortiz was intentionally walked. 7-2, Medford leading against the West Coast Kings. Chris Ortiz, 2 hits so far on the night. Single in the first and the fourth, sac fly in the second. But right now, you like how this team's playing so far. A definite change to what we've seen in the last week. 7 runs on 11 hits. Halverson sets in the first pitch home. Fastball misses down and out, ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes to the righty of Chris Ortiz. Dwayne Marion waits on deck. We are in the 8th inning. 5-run lead for you, Medford Rogues. Game 1 of the series. 1 ball, no strikes, and the pitch. 1-0, fastball, finds the outside corner, strike 1. 1 ball and 1 strike to the righty of Chris Ortiz, the future shocker of Wichita State. Congratulations to Chris going to Wichita State. Really happy for him. 1 ball, 1 strike, and the pitch. Ground ball, chopper that right side, taking it on 1 hop was Poliski. The throw over to first base is accurate for out number 3, and the inning is over. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left stranded. We head to the 9th right after this. Medford leading 7-2 against the West Coast Kings. Do we have a new pitcher? We shall see. Or does Dylan Finelli make an appearance? And we have a new pitcher coming in. We'll tell you who he is when we come right back after this. Medford 7, West Coast Kings 2. Medford Rogues Baseball on the Rogue Streaming Network.
We love our sports here.
It's our responsibility to keep them great.
And we need you to know your role.
Whether you're in youth sports,
High school sports,
or college, know your role.
You can be a player.
You can be a coach.
you can be a spectator.
or an official.
But you only get to be one.
Know your role.
Parents, release your kid to the game.
It's my experience.
let my coach coach me.
Cheer for other players too.
Not just me. That's weird.
Don't yell at the refs.
They have a hard job.
Know your role. Coaches, keep it in perspective.
I'm out here to have fun.
I want to play a lot of different sports. What's a scholarship?
Know your role.
Players, respect your opponents.
Love to play, win or lose.
Know your role. Hey, ref.
Thank you.
Thank you for having such great sports programs here.
And for remembering to
Know your role.
Rogue Regency Inn is a proud supporter of Medford Rogues Baseball. It is the best place to recharge your batteries in Medford. Enjoy the indoor pool and spa. Don't forget about the workout room as well. Big event or small, the banquet hall has you covered. Plus, Rogue Regency Inn is pet friendly as well. Book a stay at Rogue Regency Inn at rogueregencyinn.com. Your perfect place in Southern Oregon to eat, play, and stay.
Call for the West Coast Kings as we head to the top half of inning number 9 at Harry and David Field. New pitcher coming in for your Medford Rogues, as it is Lorenzo Liu, one of the newest members of the Medford Rogues, the young man from Delta College, guy who grew up in Stockton, California. as he's in relief of Dylan Finelli. And this pitching change is brought to you by our good friends at KTVL 10, Southern Oregon's home for sports and entertainment. Crowd got wild. I don't know what happened. First pitch on the way. Fastball misses downstairs. Outside rather, ball one. One ball and no strikes for Lorenzo Liu facing Joey DeMello. Followed by that's going to be ground. That's going to be lined into left field. And DeMello gets aboard of a lead-off single to begin the frame. Final line score for Dylan Finelli tonight: 8 innings pitched, 6 hits, 2 runs, no errors. Only walked one batter of the West Coast Kings, but had not one, but 4 strikeouts to his credit. So DeMello gets aboard of a leadoff single, 1 on, no outs. Peyton Richards stands in, 1 for 3 so far tonight. Left-handed batter goes to work, 7-2. Medford leading against the West Coast Kings. First pitch on the way. Fastball misses down and in. Ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes. So the lefty of Richards singled in the 4th, struck out in the 2nd, flew out to right field in the 7th. 1-0 pitch off speed, finds that inside corner, strike 1. 1 ball and 1 strike to the lefty. One. Breaking ball, finds that outside corner, strike 2. 1 ball and 2 strikes to the lefty. Peyton Richards. A.J. Martinez waits on deck for the West Coast Kings. You definitely tell that the Rogues want to turn 2. 1-2 pitch, ground ball, right side. Travis Feeney's going to take it on 1 hop. Stabs at it, the throw to first base is in time for out number 1. 4-3 on the ground down. That moves DeMello over from first to second. 1 down, 2 to go. A.J. Martinez stands in now. That limits the double play ball, but the Rogues right now in cruise control. 7-2 is our lead, is our score, I should say. Medford trying to keep the pedal to the metal offensively. And Rogues snapping a 10-game losing streak on Saturday. First pitch on the way, breaking ball from Lorenzo Liu. Finds that inside corner, strike 1. We actually want to get Lorenzo Liu on tomorrow for the pregame show, actually. Liu steps off the rubber. Guy that grew up in Stockton, California, now pitching in the Rogue Valley only for this week. Checks on the runner of DeMello at second base. Ground ball up the middle. That's going to go for a hit. Rounding third, racing towards home is DeMello, and DeMello is going to score, and the tag is going to be in time. What a play! What a throw! DeMello's not happy about it. Chris Ortiz gets him out, courtesy of Trevor Smith. Oh, my word, craziness.
Now batting the catcher, Jake Lyall.
So Jake Lyall goes to work now as the final hope for the West Coast Kings. 7-2 is our score. So Martinez reaches on a fielder's choice. Or actually, it will be for a single, I should say. It's that first pitch on the way. Breaking ball misses inside ball 1. Lyall 3 for 3 tonight. The line from LMU's had a pair of singles and a triple so far. Guys trying to continue the game. 1-0 pitch on the way. Breaking ball finds the upper third, strike 1. You like this off-speed stuff from Lorenzo Liu tonight. Good stuff off, out of the dugout, out of the bullpen, I should say. Good stuff by him so far. 1 ball, 1 strike. And the pitch, 1-1 fastball misses outside of ball 2. 2 balls and a strike to the righty of Lyall. Kevin Furatua waits on deck for the West Coast Kings. Lorenzo Liu delivers a 2-1. Breaking ball fouled off at the screen, strike 2. The West Coast Kings are down to their final strike in game 1 of the series. Garibaldo holding the runner of Martinez at first base. Lyall trying to get aboard to extend the ball game. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 1 on. Lorenzo Liu delivers a 2-2. Ground ball left side. That's going to go foul, and that is We are going to do it again, still 2 balls and 2 strikes. And what a game we've seen so far tonight. Medford out of the gate, scoring 3 runs in the first, twice in the second, scored 2 runs in the sixth. Locked down pitching from Dylan Finelli, 8 innings on the hill, 4 strikeouts, preserving this bullpen for the week. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, and the pitch. 2-2, breaking ball, misses. Outside for ball 3, and the count fills 3-2. That ball was right on the money. But home plate umpire Kevin Rice trying to build the suspense. Garibaro not holding the runner. A.J. Martinez at first base, medium-sized lead for him to pay off pitch. 3-2, breaking ball, strike 3 called on the outside corner. And Medford takes game 1, 7-2 against the West Coast Kings. A perfect way to close out the week, to start the week, I should say. 7 runs, 11 hits, no errors for your Medford Rogues, 2 runs, 8 hits, and 2 errors for the West Coast Kings. Perfect stuff for the Medford Rogues. And now the West Coast Kings not happy about that. Now they're going to get the handshake between head coach Kevin Olmstead and the head coach for the West Coast Kings. But Medford takes game 1 of the series against the West Coast Kings. Medford improves 28-19 overall on the season, 6-13 in Pacific Empire League action. As for the West Coast Kings, they fall to 14-19 overall on the season and 6-17 overall in Pacific Empire League action. We'll wrap this one up from the Rogue Valley. Medford takes game 1 of the series, 7-2 against the West Coast Kings. More from the Rogue Valley right after this. Medford Rogues Baseball on the Rogue Streaming Network.
Hungry for pizza? Figaro's Pizza has you covered. From pizza to wings and even calzones, there is something for everybody at Figaro's. Order online at figaros.com or stop by our locations in Phoenix and Gold Hill. Locally owned and operated, Figaro's Pizza supports local schools and sports. Figaro's Pizza, proud supporter of Medford Rogues Baseball.
It's game time. And there's only one thing that makes it all possible. Refs.
We're looking for people like you.
Former athletes.
Parents.
Community members.
Anyone who can manage the game and stick with it.
But we need more heroes and stripes. People like you.
Join the team and keep sports alive.
Play ball.
Because no ref, no game.
It's another season of Rogues Baseball at Harry and David Field. Catch every great play and hit all season long. Get your tickets at medfordrogues.com. We'll see you at the ballpark this summer.
Medford kicks off the week with a W against the West Coast Kings as your Medford Rogues take game 1 of this 3-game series against the West Coast Kings, 7-2 at Harry and David Field. Hi everybody, I'm Brian. Welcome to the Rogue Streaming Network. Glad to be a part of your Tuesday evening, wherever you may be watching or listening to Medford Rogues Baseball. A lot of great stuff tonight, especially offensively. 7 runs on 11 hits and no errors for your Medford Rogues. And how about this? Pitching staff looking really strong on the hill tonight. Dylan Finelli, 8 innings on the hill, 6 runs, 6 hits, no errors, 1 walk, and struck out 4. Dylan Finelli in his final start in the Medford Rogues uniform for the summer looked really strong on the hill tonight, and a great way to close out the season. So Dylan Finelli is one of our front runners for the defensive player of the game. Offense, right out the gate, 3 runs across the plate in the first, 2 runs in the second, 2 runs scored across the plate for the West Coast Kings, and Medford getting 2 runs across the plate in the bottom half, inning number 6. And that was it, 7-2. Medford takes game 1 of the 3-game series against the West Coast Kings. Game 2 tomorrow at 6:35. Pregame show at 6:15. Come early to the ballpark as there is going to be a pregame concert. That is correct. You heard me right. And don't forget, tomorrow is Rogue Credit Union night. Half off tickets for members and also half off hot dogs for members that are Rogue Credit Union members. Take a look at the offense for the Medford Rogues. Trevor Smith tonight, not 1, not 2, but 3 singles in the first, the 4th, and the 6th. Flew out in the 8th and struck out in the 2nd. Chris Ortiz tonight, 2 hits, an intentional walk, sac fly in the 2nd. He had an RBI as well. grounded out the second in the 8th. Jordan Marion tonight had an RBI double, flew out in the 2nd, hit by a pitch in the 4th, and reached on an error in the 6th. Garrett Bardo tonight went 0 for 4 at the dish. Johnny Alley, 2 hits tonight, 2 for 4, RBI double and a single. Cannon Casagrande, 0 for 4 tonight. Struck out once, grounded out a pair of times, and flew out in the 9th. Troy Osborne went 1 for 4 at the dish with a lone single and score in the 2nd inning. Travis Finney tonight went 1 for 3 at the dish, singled and scored in the 6th, struck out in the 7th. Rounded out the second base in the 4th, hit by a pitch and scored in the 2nd. Frankie Rutigliano tonight went 1 for 4 at the dish, RBI single in the 2nd, struck out a trio of times in the 4th, the 6th, and the 8th. And that is the offense for you Medford Rogues as Medford improves to 28-19 overall in the season, 6-13 in Pacific Empire League action as your Medford Rogues looking to keep their winning ways going. Actually, my apologies. The 6-15 for the West Coast Kings. The West Coast Kings fall to 14-19 overall, 6-15 in Pacific Empire League action. Let's pick our offensive and defensive players of the game. And for defense first, how about this? Dylan Finelli, 8 innings on the hill, 6 hits, 2 runs, no errors, 1 walk, 4 strikeouts. Dylan Finelli he's been struggling the last couple of weeks, but what a way to close out his summer in the Rogue Valley. 8 innings strong, almost had the complete game, but a lot of great stuff defensively by Dylan Finelli. He only had 4 strikeouts, but he was able to draw weak contact and let his infield and outfield do the rest of the work. A team effort win tonight as Medford takes game 1 of the series. Now the offensive player of the game. Man, this is a tough one, but a guy that had 3 hits, all singles, a young man from El Cajon, California, a guy that had a lot of fun on the road trip in California. Trevor Smith is our offensive player of the game, going not once, not twice, but had 3 hits on the evening. Watch out for Trevor Smith when he goes to the Palouse country in the fall and the next spring. Trevor Smith is going to be a pretty special player to watch, as Trevor Smith is our offensive player of the game and Dylan Finelli is our defensive player of the game on the Rogues post-game show. Take a look at the out-of-town scoreboard and also take a look at the standings. That is brought to you by our good friends at Holt Homes, built for the Pacific Northwest. Scoreboard right now, a couple of games have gone final already. As actually, my apologies, we're the first game that has gone final tonight. Top half of inning number 8, Lincoln out in front 7-5 against the Solano Mudcats. And that is in the 8th inning. And Humboldt out in front 9-1 against the Brooksovich Honors in the bottom half, winning number 5 at the Arcata Ballpark. They got a couple of the Humboldt series does not count for Pacific Empire League standings, but it can give you the standings right now. If right now Medford jumps ahead from 5th place to 4th place, a record of 6-13, the West Coast Kings 6-15. Solano can make it very interesting. They might go 6-18 or 5-19. Lincoln trying to keep their postseason hopes alive. They might go 15-8 or 14-9. A lot of things to happen in the last couple of things. But got to talk about this. Hey, big opportunity for your Medford Rogues tonight. We'll give you the standings as the games go final tomorrow. We'll give you the standings tomorrow in the Rogues pregame show. But a very fun night tonight in the Rogue Valley. This team right now is playing loose and they're winning ball games. A chance to get the series victory tomorrow night starts at 6:35 p.m. Pregame show at 6:15 on the Rogue Streaming Network. So we are going to hear from the reliever from tonight, Lorenzo Liu, the young man from Stockton, California. Lorenzo Liu is our Rogues player spotlight. Plus we have our one-on-one conversation of assistant coach Corey Siracusa as the Rogues look to keep their winning ways going in the Rogue Valley. Tomorrow night is the second to last home game of this 2025 campaign. Get your tickets at MedfordRogues.com. If you are a Rogue Credit Union member, you can get half off tickets and half off hot dogs. And don't forget about the pregame concerts. Gates open at 4:45. You heard me right. Gates open at 4:45 to watch the pregame concert. It's going to be a lot of fun. And Medford trying to dance and sing their way to a series tomorrow night at 6:35 against the West Coast Kings. So that'll be the next time I will speak with you on the Rogue Streaming Network. But for everyone here has put this broadcast together, Brian Wote saying goodbye. Have a good evening. Repeating the final score from Harry and David Field in Medford, Oregon. Medford takes game 1 of the series against the West Coast Kings 7-2. We'll see you tomorrow evening for the start of the Rogues pregame show at 6:15. Thank you so much for watching and listening to Medford Rogues Baseball on the Rogue Streaming Network. So long.